Welcome back to Lost Boys Cypher Circle, everybody. If you didn't know, this is the show where I bring artists of all kinds, whether it be poets, authors, painters, storytellers. I guess that's an author. Really, you make any kind of art, and you want to come on here and share it with the world, and meet some other very talented artists and some like-minded people, and just share your work with them and with the world, free of judgment or anything like that. This is a great place. We're very open-minded. Really, anything's welcome here. We don't filter anything. We put a trigger warning on everything before every show. So it's really just a place of free expression. And so any artist who wants to come on here and express themselves openly with their art is more than welcome to hit me up on Facebook at Dylan Lawler, or email me at lostboy420@gmail.com. That's Dylan Lawler on Facebook, or lostboy420 at gmail, 420x, I'm sorry, 420x@gmail.com. Also, make sure you go subscribe to us on all these platforms you see in front of you: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and anywhere else you find your podcast. Every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, we will be live on Facebook. We're on Twitch now, but Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch for you video gamers out there who asked me to put it on Twitch. I finally put it on Twitch. So that's what we're going on live on right now. And you can catch the audio versions of the episodes everywhere else you find podcasts. And yeah, make sure you go subscribe and like, and a comment. Everything helps. So I appreciate it. We also have some side shows, or our sister shows, as I like to call them. Lost Boys Presents Deep Cuts is a show where I bring on artists one-on-one and just have a conversation, go deeper into their brain, go deeper into mine. Just, we really never know where the conversation is going to go when we start. We just click record on the camera and see where it goes. We just put out an episode last week. I'll be posting it up more so that more people can see it on the various like poetry groups and whatnot later this week, tonight or tomorrow, most likely. But it's up there, it's on YouTube. So for those of you who watched it already, I appreciate your support and I hope you liked it. We got my man Uno on here tonight. So if you like his performance and you like what he has to say tonight, make sure you go check out our Deep Cuts episode. It's episode number 7, and it's up on the YouTube Lost Boys YouTube channel right now. So make sure y'all go check that out. Also, me and Brandon are figuring out how to we have an outdoor adventure vlog, Lost Boys Presents Lost in the Woods. But we are currently in the works of trying to figure out how to make outdoor adventure vlogs in the wintertime in New Hampshire. It's not an impossible task. It can be done. We're just trying to figure out what things we would do. Obviously we can still fish. There is ice fishing, but we'll see. Keep a lookout for that come this winter, and then more come the spring. But yeah, those are our 2 little side shows. And if you want to donate to us at all, you can donate to us on Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal at LostBoy420X. Don't forget the X, like X-Men, or you'll type in someone else's tag. And we appreciate any and all support. Anything from 10 cents, $10 helps. That being said, before we get into our special Halloween episode, this is, hold on, Brennan. This is the 2nd annual Halloween episode. We got a crap ton of guests tonight. I loaded it up. We got 6 guests tonight, including 7, including myself. And we're gonna have a good Halloween special. We're gonna get spooky. We're gonna get Halloweeny. Show the world our Halloweenies. It's gonna be a good night. So I hope you guys appreciate everybody's art tonight, everybody's work, and just I hope we have a really good time, because these are some of my favorite guests. And I made sure to include them in this Halloween episode because honestly, I couldn't say no to any of them. So I just first of all, I wanted to get that out of the way. Welcome to our second annual Halloween episode. And thank you to the guests who joined tonight. But before we get started, I did have a trigger warning that I mentioned at the beginning. Essentially, because this is a place of free expression and in any means, and that we don't filter anything and we don't judge anybody for what they say, things can get a little triggering from time to time. And there's also no telling what is going to trigger a given person, because we all go through different experiences. And some things can be triggering to others that aren't, like some people are allergic to peanut butter. It is what it is. And we're not here to judge anybody for what they are triggered by. And we won't fault anybody in the slightest if they need to click out, whether it be audience member or artist. If they need to click out and come back another time, whether it be next week or later in the stream, by all means. This is not meant to trigger anybody, but we understand that it can. And that's it comes with the territory, I guess, of free expression. So take that as you will. And also, before we get into every show, I like to kind of give my 2 cents on mental health and my best piece of advice for people. And I've found that the thing that challenges my mental health the most is when I keep feelings that are bothering me locked inside and I don't talk to anybody about them. And when I'm in a place where I feel like I can't talk to anybody and I feel like no one will understand me. And I'm here to tell you that I understand what that feels like. And it's a really shitty feeling, but it's a really wrong feeling too. There are people that care. There are people that will listen. There are people that understand. You will see later tonight that is true. This show just proves it. This guy, not just this show, I should say, this community proves it. They're some of the most welcoming, unjudgmental people in the world. So you're more than welcome to come on here, message me privately if you need someone to talk to. But I encourage you to also reach out to the people in your own life, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your siblings, your coworkers. There are people in your life, whether you think there are or not, that do understand and are willing to talk to you. You just have to be willing to take that step and reach out. So I hope you do. And if you're looking for some more professional resources, I have some that I can share with you. There's lifelinecrisis.com. They also have a hotline. It's on the screen in front of you, 988, that you can text. But that's essentially a website where they have like resources on hand and trained professionals and things like that. I did actually I had the idea of putting the suicide hotline up here at one point earlier this week. Today I just forgot. Or it was earlier this week or today, but I just forgot, and I will have that up there next week. But the second professional resource I have for you guys is BetterHelp. That's online therapy. And I've heard that it is one of the cheapest options out there. But what I've heard that is the best about it is that if you're not liking the person that they hook you up with initially, they will switch you out for like no charge, and until you find someone that you're actually comfortable talking to, because that is the hardest thing about therapy, right? You don't want to just sit in a room with some fucking dweeb with a clipboard and a fucking bow tie or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you want somebody who understands what you're going through and you vibe with, whether it be, you didn't hook up, you didn't like mentally connect with them because they're the opposite sex, or because they come from a different tax bracket, or because they're just not, I don't know, you're just not vibing with their energy, whatever it is. Like, those can be, and I don't know, those things sound superficial, but they can be contributing factors in who you're comfortable talking to as far as like a therapeutic experience. So that's one of the best things about BetterHelp, is that you can search until you find someone that you actually connect with. So I hope some people can find some help there. And let's get on with our Halloween special. Also, if you'd like to drop any comments, ask us anything, throw some fire emojis, some clapping hands, some snapping fingers, whatever, in the comments. Comment section is open. As always, we appreciate everything that you put there. So tonight. Wait, no, I'm gonna give you guys. I'm gonna do a piece for you guys before we get ahead of myself. I was about to bring our first guest up. Getting ahead of myself. Tonight, I have a Halloween piece that I wrote for you guys. It's called Monsters and Masks. Let's get right into it, I guess. Strange things will happen on All Hallows Eve. There's things done in the dark that would make your eyes bleed. There are things hidden from sight in the woods late at night under ghostly moonlight no mere mortal should see. There are creatures that slither on up from the deep, and things that awaken that have been fast asleep. They hide in the shadows, they crawl and they creep, they relish our terror and love when we scream, because they feed in our fear when they enter our dreams. That's why we wear costumes to hide from the fiends and offer up treats to keep the monsters appeased. But there is more to this night than the monsters in fright. It's more for some people than first meets the eye. For most, there is only one day that they dress up and hide. For most, it's a joke and a playful disguise. But then there is some whose whole life is a lie. I really don't think they will ever realize that some of us out here must hide all the time. Hide from the torture of life and the monsters inside, because the horror that plagues us plays tricks on our mind while the darkness consumes us and smothers the light. So we put on our masks and keep hidden from sight. That's why we feel safest on Halloween night, because those ghouls and those goblins just make us feel right. Like we're at home and like we're not alone. We're not scared of the ghosts and the skeleton bones because they hang in the closets right next to our clothes. And this is for those dark and lost souls who put makeup and masks on to hide from the world. I want to reach out and just say that I know what it's like to feel like you're lost in the darkest of holes with the monsters and ghosts when you feel like there is no hope and there's nowhere to go, so you're forced to just settle and call it your home. I know what it's like to put on a mask every day. I know what it feels like to hide all the pain and just cover shit up because you feel so ashamed. I know how annoying the voices can be in your brain. I know that the noises can drive you insane. Just know that you're never alone in the darkness and don't be afraid. When we walk through the shadows and light starts to wane, I'll be using my lantern to light up our way. And that is Monsters and Masks, my Halloween piece. Hope you enjoyed it. Who we bringing up? Caleb, my man. All right. I got a dope ass flyer that I think I played it last time he was on, but it's really fucking. I'm really excited for you guys to see the flyer that this guy put together, just as much as the his actual performance. So I'm gonna play his flyer real quick for you before I bring him up here. But if you guys want to go follow him, you can follow him on TikTok at CagC790, and almost every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on this show.
I need a little bit of rehabilitation. I have this compulsion of notion that each brainwave is causing commotion, that each stone slab that I lay causes erosion, each step that I take simply causes contortions, like my reality spits acid and I'm causing this brain to split open while hanging on the rope to my ceiling. I see the life in this message, it brings death in a bottle from my vast ocean, bringing tsunami waves while I harbor the pain through these countless hurricanes. Like so much that I'm stuck in the riptide, and luck is a landline. Once I make it to dirt, you'll see me stuck in the landslide, slipping through earth, trying to wait time. Pointless hours on minutes, I feel the soul sipping the seconds like bottoms up, I'm drinking hell's essence. Contemplating what life means while relaxing, waiting for fiends and relapsing my dreams. If you don't understand what I mean, then me and you simply couldn't be seen walking side by side. Like glass I walk on, it started to bleed. The mountain I climb gets bigger and mean, and the house on the top is the place it's to be.
What's up, man?
Yeah, bro.
How you doing? You like my little spider friend up here?
I sure do, bro. That's fucking sick. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and then I got this little bat friend over here.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm getting all Halloweeny up in here.
Fuck yeah, I like Halloween. It's the only time I get to be normal.
That's essentially what I was saying with my piece is, you know what I mean? Like some people, and that's how, like, that's my favorite thing about Halloween is just like I feel like I put on a mask every day, and a lot of people put on a mask every day, and it's like it's the one day a year we're not the only ones wearing masks, you know.
I swear to God. And the ending of that really resonated with me. I'm not gonna lie. That was a cool take on Halloween. Okay, like
I
I
mean,
really.
even dude, I mean, and it's not even just like people with mental health issues. Like, think about it. Like, how many girls do you know that don't wear makeup? You know what I mean? There's a certain level of like they're putting on their armor for the day. You know what I mean? Just like you know what I mean? And guys have our version of that too, but it's like and then there's those mental shields that I feel like sometimes the makeup is a proxy or a like representation of the mental shields that go up, you know, when they step out the door for the day. And that's kind of like what I'm trying to say is like that's how I feel when I get ready for work in the morning, or I'm like whatever, or I get even, you know, I try to be as myself as I can on the show, but like whenever you're going out into public, not like this kind of public, but like the public, there's a certain level of like guard that goes up, you know? And
Yeah.
I feel like everybody has that to a certain extent, but some more than others, you know?
No, and I totally feel that too. Like, I, I go outside, man. Everybody, it just, I don't know. I'm schizophrenic, so I go outside and everybody's looking at me like they have something to say about me. You know, like but that's me. So I gotta like walk straight, keep my head up, be like, what, bitch? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
I
feel
do that
like
shit.
see, I'm not schizophrenic, but I do have other mental health issues, and a lot of it comes with, and I feel like the depression and anxiety makes you feel like everybody's staring at you. I don't know if anybody else with depression and anxiety feels that way, but I feel like you may if you, when you that's like I literally had a thing when I was in school, like when I was younger, I was like no everybody made fun of me for it and they would like mock me because it was like 3rd or 4th grade. I would always be like, "Why are you staring at me?" And then everybody would come up to me in the hallways and be like, "Why are you staring at me?" And like, but I literally felt like everybody's just looking at me, or like the world's out to get me, or like they're judging me, and like that's like I feel like that's a symptom of any kind of just mental unbalance in your brain. You feel like I mean, even if like if you had a bad haircut or you had like a pimple on your face, right? That's some kind of physical unbalance, and you feel like everybody's staring at you, right? When you have a mental unbalance, you feel like everybody knows and everybody's like treating you different because of it, but like really you're just creating that in your head most of the time. Sometimes people are really treating you different, but most of the time you're just creating it in your head.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, it really is though, because like I don't know, I could be walking outside barefoot, and my toe look funny, and I'd be like, somebody's looking at my feet right now, going, ew.
Yeah, yeah, for real. Oh man. Well, happy almost Halloween. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for this piece, dude. Like, kind of, it's visceral. It's pretty visceral.
All
Like,
right.
it's
So I mean, hey, I gave the trigger warning. I start the show with the trigger warning, so it is what it is. This is free expression, but it's also Halloween. So, like, I mean, have you seen any horror movies? Oh, sorry.
no, you're fine. My kids are still up.
I mean,
Go.
have you seen the movie titled How? Have you seen the Halloween movies?
I've seen one of them. I haven't. I know there's like a bunch out there now, but I've seen
Have you
one of
seen
them.
the Have you seen the Rob Zombie ones? Those are
Yeah, it's been years,
fucking
but yeah, I
insane. And some of those scenes, and I'm not gonna mention which scenes because most people know what the fuck I'm talking about. Some of those scenes Rob Zombie did not want in that fucking in that production at all. There's some very gruesome scenes, and just Rob Zombie, who directed the movie, like didn't even want him in there, and they put him like they got put in there. Um, it, that movie fucked. That movie's fucked.
But Rob Zombie's a fuck dude. I went to one of his concerts one time, right?
Oh,
And that is a weird dude, bro. That's a weird dude. But I fuck with him real hard, actually.
oh, we got a black cat. We got a black cat. Tessa, a witch. Hold on, where's Where's your witch hat? Put your witch hat. Put your witch hat on, and thank you. Yeah, the witch. You got your staff. Come on, figure it out. You're magical. You should be able to. You suck. You're not good at this. I'll wear the hat. There we go. You shall not pass.
Okay, Gandalf, chill out. Okay.
Oh shit. No, well, I saw a black cat and I was like, well, it's a Halloween episode. I have to have a black cat in here.
The greatest.
Hell yeah, man. So, all right, this piece, did you just write it? It's like new.
I've like 2 weeks.
Oh, word. So you're saying it's. I don't want to know. All right, I don't want to know too much about it. What do you want to say about it?
It's there you got so schizophrenia, right? There's like this really, really dark side to it. Okay, like the intrusive thoughts that you're not supposed to enact, or the intrusive thoughts you probably shouldn't say out loud. All right, and mine have been hitting me like real hard because I have a lot of shit going on right now. Okay, and thankfully it was close to October because now I can get all these visceral thoughts that I have about people onto a piece of paper. Okay, and so this is just a very murder, like gore, visceral shit. All right, it's just a bunch of visceral shit.
No, I mean, there's a first of all, two things. There is a genre that is devoted to that. It's called horrorcore, and I actually enjoy a lot of horrorcore. Most of the Relapse album by Eminem was actually horrorcore. If you fucking listen to Relapse, it's horrorcore. Like there's no getting around it. Like he is talking about, you know, SA and chopping people up, and like it's fucked up. No, I mean, there's a certain, like, I don't know if it's because I'm fucked up, but I enjoy a more visceral, because I feel like it lets and especially like with what Eminem did with a lot of his stuff, and talking about, like, you know, killing people or doing this or doing that, right? It's like he's not actually doing those things, but it's like his way of expression, his way of getting those dark thoughts out. And he said it the best. Everybody has a Slim Shady, right? And I think, yeah, people with mental health issues, sometimes theirs is a little bigger and a little louder, and it can vary depending on your mental state and your mental condition. But I think that everybody has that. Everybody has that, like, yo, that bitch just cut me off. I want to crush her car right now with my truck. You know what I mean? Like or like somebody in the grocery, some like Karen in the grocery stores being a Karen, and like the mom with the kids in the next aisle over is just like, dude, I just want to strangle that bitch. You know what I mean? Like, we all have that. And if you tell me you don't, I'm staying the fuck away from you because you're a weirdo. If you're telling me you don't, anybody who tells you they don't have a dark side is a fucking weirdo, and they probably have one of the weirdest, craziest dark sides ever. That's a fucking, I'm telling you. Don't trust a man without a dark side, or a woman without a dark side. Just don't. But anyway, yeah, man, I'm fucking ready to hear this fucking this darkness you got for us. What is it called?
Mind of a Butcher.
Mind of a Butcher. I love that, dude. That's dope. Yo, all right, I'm gonna capitalize that B because it's gonna fucking fuck with my OCD. But I'm gonna drop my stuff out of here.
Whispers, I hear them. They're screaming. Blood drips slow, but my mind's speeding. Step into the darkness and watch the shadows bleed. I'm the butcher with the smile and oh fuck. Hold on a minute. Okay.
Whispers, I hear them, they're screaming. Blood drips slow, but my mind's speeding. Step into the darkness and watch the shadows bleed. I'm the butcher with a smile, I'll cut them slow till they bleed. Serrated edges so your flesh gets torn. I make art from your pain, I don't care if you mourn. The skin peels back like curtains on stage. I'm the sickest fuck alive, there isn't no phase. Got a hacksaw in my hand and a craving for gore. The blood splatters on the walls like it's a canvas I adore. Caught up in the madness, voices in my brain. They tell me to slice the paper and let them feel the pain. I'll stitch them back together just to rip them apart. A happy little grin while I'm ripping out your heart. Like every scream is a symphony, every cut's a verse. And in this house of horrors, I'm the fucking curse. Welcome to my slaughterhouse where the souls get lost. I'm the butcher, the king, and I roll deeper than tyranny. You'll feel the razor kiss your skin as I dig deep. Masterpiece of blood, let the madness begin. I ain't human, more like a beast in the flesh. Put your body on the line, now you're part of my test. Chains rattle in the dark while I'm dragging you through dirt. And the deeper I go, the more it'll fucking hurt. Even the psych ward rejected a dedicated fiend because the pills didn't work. So now you're here and I'm living my dream. Sick thoughts twisted, born from a void. Got a smile on my face while your life gets destroyed. In my basement, there's a seat for the insane. Welcome to my hell, where I'll rearrange your brain. A dealer of death, that constant scream where I think you're just begging for more. Where the blood splatters from intestines stain the floors. Welcome to the slaughterhouse, where the souls get lost. I'm the butcher, I'm the king, and I roll deeper than tyranny. You'll feel the razor kiss your skin as I dig deep. A masterpiece of blood, let the madness begin. Every scream's a lullaby, every cut's a prayer. I'm like the nightmare with permanent despair. And once you enter here, escape isn't fair. Be careful what you hide behind. I hear them scream, I hear them cry, but they can't leave until they die. I'm the butcher, enjoy the prey, you'll rot away in my fucking mind. I hear your breath quicken, each gasp like a gift, so the fear in your eyes gives my spirit a lift. Step into my altar where nightmares are bred. You'll beg for release, but I'll feast on the dread. You'll be stitched from the shadows and the scars that I bear, like a butcher born in darkness, like a walking nightmare. Each scar on my skin tells a story I own, of souls torn apart and of flesh torn from the bone. This isn't just a slaughter, it's a masterpiece. With every sinew I sever, it brings twisted peace. I revel in your horror in the way that you plead, cause I'm a king of chaos and you're what I need. I'm the monster to fear, the face you to repress, a sick little god in his house of distress. I wield the blade with the lover's touch, soft and slow like paper cuts that don't bleed enough. The shadows will watch as I tear you apart, leaving marks on your skin like I enjoy twisting the art. Every drop with every scream paints the floor. I'm a symphony of suffering, a solace for the dead. So welcome to the pit, to my hidden shrine, where the living and the damned blur and intertwine. You're not leaving here, so abandon your plea. In this temple of blood, you'll forever bleed with me. Welcome to the slaughterhouse, where the souls get lost. I'm the butcher, I'm the king, and I roll deeper than tyranny. You'll feel the razor kiss your skin as I dig deep. A masterpiece of blood, let the madness begin. In the mind of a butcher where shadows twist and they bend, I carve into flesh like I'm etching your demise. Each heartbeat echoes like a drum in the night as I slice through the silence and the world turns to fright. Feel the serrated edge kiss your skin again like a lover's caress. I'll peel back your layers, and with every incision I'll uncover your fear. And as the warm of crimson rivers flow, my vision is clear. The scent of fresh blood lingers, it's thick in the air, a fragrant reminder of the soul's I ensnare. These screams are the symphony, my chorus of dread, as I dance in your agony like a butcher well fed. I'll strip you of hope like the skin from your bones. In this theater of terror, I'll claim you as my own. Your flesh is my canvas and your pain is my art. In the gallery of suffering, you will play your part. Kids, hold up. Okay. Golly, why did it do that? Hold up. I gotta go back to it.
What's Halloween without kids, right?
Dude, I still. Man. The scent of fresh blood lingers, it's thick in the air, a fragrant reminder of the soul's I ensnare. These screams are the symphony, my chorus of dread, as I dance in your agony like a butcher well fed. I'll strip you of hope like the skin from your bones. In this theater of terror, I'll claim you as my home. Your flesh is my canvas and your pain is my art. In the gallery of suffering, you will play your part. The walls are adorned with pieces of past, like fragments of victims with their fates interlaced. Each drop of your essence paints the floors like like a dream. In the mind of a butcher, I revel in screams. I'll marinate in your anguish. Let it simmer and stew, and as the marrow runs thick, I'll savor the food. Your eyes wide with horror are my mirrors of fright, reflecting that monster that dances in the night. So step into my realm where the living feel dead, in this pit of despair where the butcher is fed. Every slice is a promise, every scream is a delight. In this banquet of blood, I'll feast through the night. Welcome to the slaughterhouse, where the souls get lost. I'm the butcher, I'm the king, and I roll deeper than tyranny. You'll feel the razor kiss your skin as I dig deep. A masterpiece of blood, let the madness begin. Fuck, dude. I want to do that so much better.
No, dude, that was fucking dope. That was fucking. Are you kidding me? That was fucking dope. Shit happens, man. Kids are kids. But no, that was awesome. I love that shit, and I mean, one of my favorite things is when an artist can take a metaphor and just keep stretching it, right? And the more they can just take a metaphor and just build off it and stretch it, and like that was the entire fucking piece. I love that, bro. That was just like literally like it I could feel like it was an inner manifestation of the demons. You know what I mean? Like the same way that like when you see fucking like I don't know, like one of those fucking like like scream up, like I don't know, like Slipknot or whatever. When you see Slipknot just fucking like going off and just like, it's just like a pure manifestation of his just like the darkest fucking evilest fucking place inside him. And I just like it reminds me of like I said, a lot of the horrorcore, but like a lot of the see that's the difference between that though and what you do is a lot of the horrorcore that I hear is they're doing it. It's more for the shock value, right? It's more for fucking it's more for clicks. It's like, oh fuck, what did he just say? Oh no, wait, you're kidding me. He didn't just say what I think he did he? It's that kind of shit, right? It's the shock value of saying something so, bizarre and fucked up, which is what D12 and their kind of like horrorcore type rap was built around. But it's also like what you do is more closer to like what Eminem does with his Slim Shady personality, right? It's a pure manifestation of the darkest part of you, and it's no holds barred. It's you know what I mean. It's 100% unfiltered, and that's what makes it so pure, and that's what makes it like honestly so fucking amazing. Like you when you're drawing from a deep the best art comes from the deepest places in you, and that doesn't have to be the darkest place, right? It can be the darkest place, or if you love somebody very deeply, or like you love very deeply in general, that's a deep place inside you, right? And that doesn't, not to sound perverted either, but you know what I'm saying. Like I knew you were gonna take it, so I figured I'd jump ahead of you and get there first. But no, like it has to come from somewhere inside of you that's meaningful, and that you know what I mean. And your demons, those are your dark side, is it's your id, whatever you want to call it. It's just one of the most primal parts of every human being, and it's one of our deepest parts, and it is just so sometimes drawing from that is the way to create the best art. And you definitely do, man. You definitely fucking do.
That's all I can. I don't know. I'm so bad with like just coming up with shit. Like, I mean, you can give me a prompt and I'll write something to it, or you can give me any kind of. But like, if I'm by myself with no prompt, no nothing. Like, if I'm not feeling an emotion, I just can't write. So I have to be feeling some kind of emotion, and then I'll fucking talk to myself about that emotion. Okay, and I'll get myself amped up on that one emotion, and then I'll just fucking go down to the fucking just start writing.
Yeah, no, I feel that, and that's like. I kind of have to like, unless I have like a topic where I'm like, oh, I really want to write about this thing. Like the girl who loaned me a pencil, right? I was hearing a lot of, it was 2018 or whatever. I was just hearing a lot of like shooting stories, mass shooting or school shooting stories. And I was like, okay, this is the topic I want to write about. And so sometimes I have that moment where I'm like, oh, this is the theme, this is the whatever. But most of the time I do what you do, and I just go into it with a certain feeling. You know what I mean? And just write with that. And sometimes along the way there comes like, okay, there's things I want to say about that feeling or why I'm feeling this way or what caused it or whatever the fuck, right? But it's I go into it with a feeling and I build it off of that. And I love that you build yours the same way. And I think that's the best way to build art, man, because like it comes from your soul, right? And your soul is your core, so it makes sense that it should be the core of your art as well.
I go by the saying, if you can't read how you wrote it, then I don't want to hear it. If you can't read with the emotion you wrote in that line, then I know you wrote that off of nothing. You didn't go through anything to read that piece. You didn't go through anything to write that piece. You just wrote it because you wanted to read it. So I have.
Well, okay, with one caveat. With one caveat to that, I will say you're correct. The one caveat is unless it's like your like first time or first couple times performing the piece and you haven't like mastered exactly how you want to,
Well, that's different.
say it. But yeah.
I understand that, but like if you are like well versed, okay, and like it's a piece that you have gone over, like out of my own personal experience, right? I'm not going to sit there and judge somebody because they don't read it how I feel like the emotion should be. I won't sit there but I feel like if you're going to write something and no emotion, then I don't think that you suffered what you are writing about. And I like truth more than I like the actual poetry itself.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. It's gotta be, and I think what you said is truth is the key, because the best art is, and you'll hear this from any good artist, their best piece of advice is just be yourself, man. Just be yourself. Literally just be yourself, man. And it sounds so corny because everybody says it, but it's like, it's true. Just be yourself, because the most authentic art is the best art. The truth, like when people make comedy, the comedy special, I don't know if you listen to comedy or watch comedy specials, but the best comedy, stand-up comedy, is shit that where we're like, oh my god, I deal with that every day, or oh my god, that's so true. You know what I mean? That's why TikTok is so popular, because it's a bunch of people sharing similar experiences, and we're like, oh my god, I go through that too. And it's like there's something about feeling, it makes us feel not alone, right? There's something about feeling like, oh shit, they go through that too, right? Even if it's just something as simple as losing your keys or whatever, you know?
Yeah, it's a comfort. Like, nothing. Yeah, it's just a comfort. I don't know. Being authentic is comfortable. Like, we could be going through two completely different scenarios. Like, you don't have to relate to me, but I like to know that you relate to what happened. That makes me more comfortable to talk to you because, well, it's just we're sharing a pain that is slightly different in two different scenarios, kind of like a multiverse type theory. Like in another dimension, I made a different choice, and that choice went a different direction. Like, I like hearing stories like that relate to my kind of problems. So if I hear art that really resonates with me, then I know that this person has felt some sort of pain that relates to me, and that makes it more enjoyable to me.
Absolutely, man. Oh yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna get these other artists up here and see what they thought.
I know, right?
I love how you guys were talking about Rob Zombie movies, and then you came out with the most Rob Zombie fucking right piece.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dylan and Kitch, thank you for bringing up that Rob Zombie Halloween. True story. When I was in my teacher's degree, we had to do something about different disabilities. So we had to choose a movie to review. Would you believe I actually chose that Rob Zombie movie because nobody was actually thinking? If you look at Mike when he was a child,
Yeah, that's the part of
you
that's
would
the part of
actually see how that affects everyone and their mental health.
yeah, and that's actually the part, because if the old Halloween movies don't show Michael as a child, and in some ways for a horror movie, right, it like humanizes him a little, and I don't know if that, like, I like that. I don't know if I like they made this like Jeffrey Dahmer special on Netflix, and everybody was like in love with it. But I'm like, is it cool that we're like humanizing this? Because I don't think we should
No.
be humanizing it.
No,
But
yeah,
at a certain level, I also enjoyed seeing the angle of like what Michael went through as a child and like his father and what happened with that, whatever, and how he turned into a monster. That was interesting. You know what I mean?
And would you know, when I look at it, right? I think about it in a different way. You know, the Ebenezer Scrooge story for Christmas. It was like when Scrooge, you see Ghost of Christmas Past. That was literally what Rob Zombie did to Mike Myers. That was his Ghost of Christmas Past. So you will see that a lot of the things was like not only because of him, but it's actually the people around him make the effect, because it could go either way. So in Scrooge's case, he went good. In Mike Myers' case, he went a lovely serial killer. And I think every time I hear Casey and a new poem, I keep saying we need this as a movie. Now, Cage,
I agree.
can you go and sell that and make a nice slash flick, because we're getting some shitty ones these days.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, they can keep all these.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm just saying. You know, when just listening to you, the fact that you showed how and broke down the concept. I mean, it's like I felt like you wrote the Michael Myers movie better than the actual person that wrote it. Yeah. That was just magnificent. Just yeah.
Like you were.
I'm gonna have to get in the collab studio with you one day.
Pretty cool. I'm always down for collabs. I always like working with people.
Hell yeah.
Maybe my dingus can meet your dingus and they can have a conversation.
Neela, what did you think about it?
I felt like you were the walk steps of the murder. Does that make sense? As like Mike Myers, whoever's walking towards the murderer, Freddy Krueger, you're the music. You're the, that's what the words were doing to me. It was really good. It was written, well. So I loved it.
Yeah, he got like you said that theme music. It's like you the theme music when they know they finna die. Like, oh damn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't get out.
If it were Jaws, Caleb would be the da 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 da.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love those horror movies that have that like big like high hat Halloween or it's kind of like it has a violin, like a hi-hat violin sound, like it goes up really high, like, and then it trembles. I'll find an example of it and I'll send it to you guys. But like if you've listened to some of the soundtracks and the scores for horror movies, they're actually super dope, and like they could be mixed into a beat or a song so well.
Don't be over here putting thoughts in my head.
Yeah.
Don't be over here putting thoughts. I swear you gave me a whole thought for real. And like my brain is just literally running right now.
Yeah.
Jack, what did you think?
Well, as always, legendary work. And I don't know how many people actually have these thoughts, but I used to have those too, man. I could have wrote that shit when I was like 17 and freaking out, So I deeply understand that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Really, I do. That was a worrisome song because I don't know. That's probably one of the more visceral things I've ever put out and then wanted to do publicly. So it's pretty cool. Awesome.
You got to keep the phone still, bro.
Yeah. We can't really.
Yeah, I think it's because there's too many of us unmuted, so it's going through his phone and picking it up.
Quite
I think that's
possibly.
what's happening.
I'll stop moving real quick. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Uh,
Uh,
I'm gonna be able to hear the next few pieces, but at 10:30 I gotta get off here because these kids gotta go to bed. So
Yeah, we get you, bro. Well, thank you for being on. We appreciate you. Yeah, catch you in a few. All right. It's a lot of clicking, guys. Sorry. All right. My little spider guy's out of frame. I'm trying to fix my fucking. You might have noticed. I was trying to fix my fucking shit here, but anyway, moving on with our Halloween special. Our next guest is Miss Neela, Poetry Rose. Eh? I should have their stuff memorized by now, shouldn't I? Probably. But anyway, Neela McSwain or Poetry Rose. She's a poet and she posts every single day on multiple poetry groups, including mine, the Lost Boys group. If you want to go join that and see her pieces that she posts every single day, and also her own Facebook page as well. You could also go follow her on TikTok at Poetry Rose 42, on Instagram at Poetry Rose 1, and on Facebook at Neela McSwain, which is where she posts those pieces I was talking about. She posted a really good one today. What was it called? Fire Starter. Oh, it was fucking awesome. You got to go check it out. She posts like a 20 to 30 second, sometimes a little longer, but just like sweet, short, simple, but just really, really good poems. Everybody go check them out. And I'm gonna play her flyer and get her up here.
This poem is called Symphony. The orchestra is brewing me. It's been happening for years. Why is the destiny I'm in? Can't pretend I know why. I wish for the die, for the revival to come. I am the one who believes so true. Don't know why the you, but I have come. So let the strings play. I am the horns. Let the drums beat. It's the rhythm in my feet. He, she, full female with male sensibilities. Elohim. She is harmony, the falsetto in the air. Is she aware? No, she just beats on through. She's the hip-hop in you. The poetry you speak, spoken words on repeat. She is the me. The awakening is happening. All we see, God was always a. That poem is called Symphony.
Hey, I think one of your other flyers started playing over that at the end there. Did you see that? Because you had a different color hair. Anyway, thanks for being on. We appreciate you joining our Halloween special.
Oh yay! I was so happy when I seen that. I was like, "Oh my god, I want to go to sleep," but I had to be on. So I was like, "It's Halloween," so I thought it was really cool. And then I sent you my Kill Bill little series, right? And then I realized I was like, I wrote a Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger series, but I was like, you know what? This one it fits because it's like, okay, so this is my costume. The poem I'm reading tonight will be like, I'm this costume tonight.
Oh, nice. All right, cool. And
Yeah.
so, all right, and I did a little bit of research, and from what I have gathered, and let me try not to absolutely butcher this name here. Uh, Hattori Hanzo is a samurai ninja warrior that was actually like he was a general in a Japanese army or something.
Mhm.
Am I getting this right?
Yeah, that's who, that's in all actuality. But in Kill Bill, the movie, he was the weapon maker. He was the one who they seek out to make the samurai sword for him. And he
Oh
was,
yeah.
yeah, he was retired and he was, owned a sushi restaurant. So he was hiding. So, at the end of the day, he's the one they seek because, he's the weapon maker. So
Hmm.
that's the mental that I'm writing from.
Nice, nice. All right, cool. I like it. All right, Brandon, can we get Hattori Hanzo up here? That one. Oh man. Well, awesome. I will. I can draw myself out of here, and I'll let you get to it.
All right. Okay. This poem is called Hattori Hanzo. I make this ish. They all on my wall. I'm about that life. All you needed was to call. I make the weapons you talk about. I'm the spear in your chest. I'm the samurai sword that took Oren's head. I'm the call the wolves howl, the devil's disguise. I am the legend, the fighting warrior's eyes. I take my time. You shall remember my name. I am not in it for fortune, could care less about the fame. I want that murder, that vicious kill. That is my happy. Oh, it's my thrill. I see a river that I created, crimson peaks, they'll call it, waterfalls from the gated. I'm the orgasm in a woman's scream. I'm the face that comes out when men's cream. I'm the nightmare that Freddy is afraid of. I rep gang blue. I'm the real cuz. I'm the plasma that comes out when they stick the needle in. I'm the reason hell was invented, kin. Hades it was, now this new age shit. Don't matter what gang, I'm a blood and a crip. Jason fears me, he won't come to my camp. Halloween is why Michael chooses to stamp. That's the only day he is allowed. I need some rest, so I let him out. Hot Tori Hanzo, the king in this game, the weapon maker. They can't retire my name. Just know I'm still alive. You should always fear this. I'm not fiction. You should warn your kids. That poem is called Hot Tori Hanzo.
Bars, dude. Bars. God damn, yo, I need you. I need that on a track pronto. Yo. I'm as soon as this is over, I'm writing my own Tori Hanto verse. That's
Well,
fucking
Lady,
that was the most gangster fucking shit ever.
Lady C said, about her and Caleb, and I'm like, we all should do a compilation, like album of the Lost Boys. We have the name Lost Boys. Let's just,
Yeah, no, it would work. It would absolutely work.
you should write from Peter Pan's train of thought, and then go on from there. That'd be hot.
Yeah, dude, that'd be dope. Yo, that piece was fucking awesome. It was just so fucking like, I mean, easily like better than half the rap songs out there. Like that had such a rap vibe. Like that was put that to a beat, that's a rap song right away. Like it's got everything that a rap song has, right? It's got the rhyme scheme, it's got the metaphors, and it's got the fuck you, I'm the best, motherfucker. And that's really what rap's at the end of the day. That's really what rap is about, and that's like what is like self-confidence in being I'm the fucking best. I'm the fucking Hattori Hanto, motherfucker. I'm Freddy. I'm Krueger's nightmare. It's that shit was so dope. I love that. Gangster.
It's fortunate, but it's unfortunate. We couldn't do two pieces because I wrote also one called The Bride and I wrote one called Over in Ishi. So it's a series. So that's I always challenged myself. And so remember I told you about the Scooby-Doo one? That's the one that stomped me. But I'm going to do Scooby-Doo because I have to get in the thought of the characters, And so I'm like, okay, I haven't really, I was a Chippendale's Rescue Rangers. I wasn't Scooby-Doo. So so I can write from that point of view. But, the Scooby-Doo, I'm like, okay, I got to get to know the characters. So, but yeah, so I was challenging myself and it's a series. And so I was like, So, yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. That is fucking fantastic. And what you said about the compilation of Lost Boys, that is definitely an idea that we have to put together. I mean, there are a lot of names on this list, though. There's a lot of names. There's a lot of Lost Boys. But yeah, that would be absolutely insane. I mean, even if it was just like, I think 2 pieces from each Lost Boy, or even 3 or 4, that would be enough to fill. That would be enough to fill a book. I mean, because some of the artists we have on here, if they'd be willing, maybe like I'm just thinking out loud here, but like last week, right? We had an author on here. No, it wasn't last week. It was the week before. We had an author on here, and I'm in love with her stories, and she writes short stories too. And so getting a collection of short stories, poems, songs, like I don't know if that's ever even been done before. If it's all like a collection of different kind of like media like that from all different types of artists. I don't know if it's been done in that way before. I'd have to even look into that, but that is a fantastic idea.
Even album wise, because we can always, that's a easier way for all of us to vocalize, and they can feel the passion of our storms, I guess you can say, by so just do an album compilation, something, just something creative. I love that, because this is therapy, home, so this is where we all come for comfort. So I think it'd be great, something tangible for you to market. Yeah.
Well, that'd be dope. That'd be awesome. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna look into that. For sure. But I loved your fucking piece. It was amazing. It was honestly the most gangster piece I've ever heard you do. And it was just, yeah, it was fantastic. I want to see what everybody else thought about it. We got I think Caleb has stepped out for just a moment here, so we'll give him a moment. But I guess Lady Crucible, you're at the top right. What do you think? Oh, you're on mute. Hang on. I got it. And there we go. You're good.
Okay. First off, you gained a new fan. Let's start there, because she been over here just cheesing and smiling since you started, and she ain't stopped. I'm gonna need you to drop that piece in my inbox so I can do a collab with you on that, because yeah, that right there, yeah,
Okay.
that was dope. I agree with I agree with him, man. You put a beat to that, ooh, that'd be sick with it.
You like that? All right.
Yeah, I'm liking that.
Yeah,
I'm already coming up with fucking verses in my head. I gotta stop this.
I know,
I'm sitting here.
Like, I just picked a character from go from that standpoint. I just chose Hattori Hanzo, so you can go for the bride, you can go for Orin, you can
right.
go, pick your character and then her,
Right.
Thank you. Yeah.
You picking the character too?
Oh, she's so
Yeah. She picking the character too.
Yo, I am fucking. I can't. Now you just got me. Now you just got me fucking spitting in my foot, thinking of fucking. Yo, I am the Hori Hahan. I am the Hori Hahan. Wait, no, Hanto. What is it? Hori.
Hattori Hanzo.
Hattori Hanzo. I am the Hori Hatan. That's hard to say.
Hanzo.
I am the Hattori Hanzo. Ooh, I am the Hattori Hanzo. I am the head of the I am the head of the honchos. I'm out for that glory. I'm getting it pronto. Yo.
Yo, and she got me in my head too. Hattori Hancho.
Yeah, you got us all over here.
Go back to the store. I only got everyone asking for more. I put a smile on Joker's face because of a slice of my blade.
Okay.
That's it. I love that.
Tori Hanzo, moving pronto, get a scanto, elemanto. Let's get it going, God.
Yeah, dude.
Yes,
Yo,
my pen will be flowing.
Oh, I love
Yo, that's a cipher circle right there. That's a cipher circle.
Man.
Yo. Oh man.
Oh.
Skedaddle, what did you think?
That was, like you said, that was badass. I love the Michael Myers line.
Yeah.
I need some time to rest.
Yeah, I need to sleep a little bit.
Oh my god, I love that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh man, absolutely. Uno, you think, man?
Yeah. No, that was lit. Yeah, yeah. And she got something, But Dylan, how long we talking about this? A total
We
collab of the Lost Boys.
we've
Yeah.
been talking about it for a while. And see, and not to get too into details, but like it's just a matter of one come bringing all the people together, and manifesting something of a collection of work. But the other part of it is just as far as publishing and marketing, how does that work when you have a bunch of artists on there? Because they should, if any profit is made off of it, they should all get a cut of it, right? So how do you do that when you have 100 different artists in the book? You know what I mean?
And you're
So it
well,
becomes
it's
it
So I can
becomes
give you like like
a percentage and
yeah.
platform too. It could, support this platform, as an investment for this platform. So, it depends on how you want, what the artist wants. Do they want it tangible or do they want, as an investment part of this platform? Because you never know
Mm-hmm.
to this platform later on. And then, everybody who invested in it, will get a hand in that. So,
Yeah, because
and
it's
that's
all
already
about
that is already a guarantee, and it's kind of the point of the community is everyone who helps build it. It's like the little red hen. Everyone who helps bake the bread gets a piece of the bread, and that's really what it's all about. Is like we're all here trying to build something together, and you know what I mean. And hopefully, if you know we build it big enough and strong enough, build it. And what is this phrase, like build it and they'll come or something like that? We
yeah.
build it, we build
Field
it,
of
Build and they
dreams.
build
will
it
come.
strong enough and tall enough or whatever. Like
Build
it not only is it going to withstand the
he
test of
said build
time, but
and
it's
they will
going
come.
to you know
Mm-hmm.
give somebody else. Jack, what do you think, man?
I'm not gonna say anything smart. I'm already delirious, but yeah, you put a beat on that, put it on Spotify, and you'll have another new biggest fan.
oh, wow. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Um, Caleb, are you with us or are you busy at the moment?
It's awesome.
Did you manage to catch these or no?
I was here the whole time, but my kids were wild. But
I
it's
feel you, bro. It's all right.
it was nice.
Hell yeah, man. Well, it's not Halloween without the kids going fucking crazy. But we appreciate you very much, Neela. And we're gonna move on here. Um, Jack, I am going to try to bump you. I'm gonna have Skedaddle go, but then I'm gonna try to bump you up to right after her because I know you said you were delirious. I know it's very late there, where you are. So we'll have you go just after Skedaddle here. But next up, we have Skedaddle coming to the stage. She's got some place to follow her, but it's not loading. Uh, so we got Skedaddle. She's a visual, what we would call a visual artist, because everyone, poetry, stories, they're all art, but she makes traditional art, paintings, drawings, and also digital art, because it is 2024, and some of the things you can make on a tablet or computer are just fucking mind-blowing. And she is, if you learn how to use the equipment and technology, which is beyond me. I take one look at the software and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but she has mastered it, and she makes some amazing digital pieces. And she's great with hand drawing as well. So she's also got she's a commission artist. So if you'd like to commission her to make something for you, she will do that as well. She's got a Twitter and an Instagram. You can go follow her on Twitter, or X, I guess as you should call it now, at Skedaddles Art. That's SKEDADDLES_art, or on Instagram at x.skedaddles.art.x. So go check her out. Subscribe to her if you want to commission her. Hit her up, and I'm gonna play her flyer and get her up here. Yeah, right here.
Yes.
Hey, what's up?
What is up? Speaking on the flyer thing, because I know you're gonna bring up The Rock, I'm gonna send you a genre, and I want you to see if you have any like songs or beats that aren't copyright on your CapCut. So I kind
Yeah.
of want to change it.
Yeah, I'm working on other ways to find samples of things that I can use that are free. So yeah,
If you want, I can help you out.
message me privately and we'll work on something for sure. But I love that fucking.
I do too.
Well, thanks for being on our Halloween special.
Thank you for having me on.
Hell yeah. So what you been up to? What you been doing, working on, whatever?
Fucking exhausted. I haven't been working on anything because I started a job.
A job. Oh my god, a job.
I'm employable.
So yeah, I feel you. Oh my god, dude, this past week, and I don't want to I'll go into too much detail, man, but you know I drive a truck, right? And my coworker, a big trash truck.
I didn't know that.
I thought I told you.
No, I thought you still worked the fucking Dollar General.
No, fuck that place, dude. Dollar General can suck my dick, honestly. And they fell apart as soon as their assistant manager, me, the only person who's holding the place together, fucking left. They fell apart. So fuck them. But anyway, yeah, no, one of my coworkers, he drove his fucking truck into the woods, dude. And I don't even mean like, it's not even an exaggeration. I mean a 10-ton truck.
Purpose?
No, not on purpose, obviously. Because he's he's banged up, he's got a broken rib and a broken arm and shit. But 10-ton. So, but the way I heard it was that we have a clipboard that I'm sorry. We have a clipboard that has our sheets on it, like our the places we have to stop. And he got his clipboard like caught between his knee and the steering wheel or something, and his foot got jammed down on the gas and he couldn't turn. That's the way I heard it. But anyway, the point is that it put a whole lot of extra work on me because now we are down a truck, and he's still coming into work even with a broken arm. So fucking good for him, but
good on him.
Yeah, not having the truck is very bad. So the point is that I've been very exhausted too, because we've been having to work fucking till 6, 7, whenever it gets dark. Because it's just it sucks. Yeah. Work, man.
What time do you guys start?
It depends on how lazy we are. You were supposed to start around 7:30, I think. But we usually don't get out the fucking shop. We don't get out the shop until like 8. But anyway, shop talk. That's great. That's quality content for the podcast. So that's what everybody wants to be hearing about. But no, it's just, that's when life, the point is that when life fucking happens, sometimes it's hard to hard to create. And I've been writing, I've been writing a little bit, but like I drive a truck, so I can't exactly write while I'm driving. Like at Dollar General, I could just fucking type on my phone in any aisle that there wasn't a camera, and fucking, you know what I mean, and write my pieces. Like I wrote my Christmas piece last year in the fucking like gift basket or gift bag aisle, well, at Dollar General or whatever. But I can't do that now that I'm fucking working a job where I'm driving. I can't just drive or text and drive or type while I'm driving. Right, exactly. So, and you know, so it's I get you. I get you. Fucking work gets in the way. It does. But you
The
you
piece
have
I'm
to
gonna
work.
show
You
right
can't.
now. The piece I'm about to show, I had to finish like in between customers. It's so fucking rushed. It's not even funny.
Nah, man. Dude, some of the, and I'll tell you what, like I said, that those Dollar General pieces, a lot of them, like, go back and look at this show. Like, you would never know that piece was written at in a Dollar General when I'm the only person there and I've got a bunch of customers and I still don't give a fuck. I'm still sitting there writing poetry. No, it wasn't. It was more like whenever I got like up on my way from like stacking boxes back to the register, I would like duck into an aisle, type down a line that I thought of while I was stacking boxes or whatever, and then you know
And
what I
then get
mean?
back, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so I get it. I get it. You know, but when it's important enough, you find the time, and I like that you still you don't let it completely consume you, and you still let you find the time because, dude, the people, my manager and one of the other people working at Dollar General, it was just their life. Like they didn't have a life besides Dollar General. And I'm like, that's just not healthy, dude. It's just like
No.
I have to separate the different parts of my life. Like when I'm at work, I don't answer any messages from guests coming, like looking to come on the show or asking me about the show or anything like that. I don't answer them when I'm driving the truck because it's like
You keep your work and your personal life separate.
If I'm watching a movie with the kid and the girl, like I'm not fucking answering messages either. You know what I mean? You got to fucking separate parts of your life and make time for everything. You got to make
Yes,
time
I
for things
agree.
that are important and while trying to keep them separated. It's hard, man. It's hard. I feel you.
I'm still trying to get used to it. I mean, it's only been about 2.5 weeks, but I don't like it. I don't like it.
Feel you.
Ow.
I really feel you, man. Well, anyway, so you wanted to show us a piece that you drew, and then you're gonna read us your first ever written piece. So I introduced you as a visual artist, and that's
I will
normally
probably never do this again.
what you do. But I'm so excited. No, I'm so excited to hear your written piece. Do you want me to show this first?
Yeah.
All right.
Please.
So this is your Halloween piece. My first impressions right off the bat, because I always like to start with that, is Wendigo. Like I don't know if you've heard of a Wendigo, but that's what it reminds me of. Is a Wendigo.
It who shall not be named.
And it's Voldemort.
Not
You said it's he who shall not be named.
it who shall not be named.
It who shall not be named. Okay.
You're not supposed to say the word.
I'm not supposed to.
It gets a power.
Okay. All right. Hey, I had a line like that in my piece. Something. What did I say?
Am I thinking of the right thing? There's a couple of them that do that.
Didn't I say something like that in my piece? They feed in our fear when they enter our dreams. I think that was the line. I think that was the line.
Did.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. So this creature, it feeds on fear. It gives it saying its name, talking about it gives it power.
It's actually I believe Native American folklore. I'm gonna look up the actual thing just so I get this right.
Ha.
Yes, it's an evil spirit that turns people cannibal. Like it's from when you eat human meat, it turns you into this, and then it makes you constantly hungry and like it turns you into a monster that now hunts other humans.
Have you heard the term Now, actually, it just made me think of it because this is a Native American folklore. I'm gonna say it once, and I'm gonna say it once only because you're not supposed to speak the fucking word. It's called a Nagloshi. And what that is a Native American medicine man who started using his practices for evil and then started eating deer hearts and then slowly progressed to human hearts and human meat. And it turned his medicine magic evil. And so instead of being like sort of Native American version of like a priest or an angel or whatever, he turned into more of a demon, like much like how Lucifer turned from a angel into a demon and got corrupted. It's basically the embodiment of corruption in Native American folklore, and that's the phrase for it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. And Wendigo and the name that I just mentioned is also it's really honestly, from what I have heard and gathered, it is actually disrespectful to their culture to speak the name, because it is like it's more than just a fairy tale they tell their kids. Like it's part of their religion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in certain ways, like how you're not supposed to like, use Jesus's name in vain in Christianity or like speak about Satan or the devil or whatever. It's kind of like that for them. It's like it's kind of disrespectful to their culture because they believe so strongly that if you speak the name, like it will give it power. And then you know what I mean? Dude, I love this artwork, and I love the fucking forest. Like the forest that you have going on in the background is so well done. It makes it feel dark and eerie. Like it has such a fucking, I don't know how you did that, because like a lot of pictures of forests at night, right? They're still trying to get you to see the trees, but this is like I'm actually looking into the woods at night. And this is what it actually like. That's
it was
what it
just
actually
a bunch
like.
of splotches, and then I darkened it up.
However you did that fucking works. I mean, and that's the amazing thing about an artist is like, and I do this sometimes with words too. Is like something that I think is like just so simple will turn out to be like mind blowing for someone else, and that's why I like having different types of artists on my show and part of this community and meeting different types of artists, because the things that we make, we're around them so much and we do them so much, we kind of become blind to how amazing and spectacular they are. Like when you, especially, do you ever go back and look at a piece that you did a long time ago that you forgot about and you're like, wow, I did that? That's amazing. I did that? Like, holy shit, me? No way that came out of my brain. You know? Yeah, I do that all the time. But yeah, no, I mean, something as simple as splotches, it just it makes all the difference. Like it's dark and eerie and it creates the atmosphere. It really creates the atmosphere. And then I love how the central piece of the artwork, because you're very good at doing the foreground, midground, and background. I've talked about this before in your artwork, and really putting detail into each one of them individually and accentuating them. And I love how the monster is more vibrant and really pops out at the forefront of the the main like
I tried to get
forefront
how
of
the
the piece.
flashlight shined, but I didn't get the like circle vibe that I was going for.
And it's kind of like when I first saw it, right, I thought that the skull was its head, and then looking closer, I see that it's wearing the skull on its head, which is why it reminded me of those Native American folklore, is because that's what they used to do, and a lot of Vikings.
Are we
too.
thinking about the same thing under a different name?
Quite possibly. That's yeah, and if it's well, and if, because again, the Native Americans, you shall not name it, like they don't, but a Wendigo is, I from what I gather, close to the same thing, or
Yeah, they're just
a variation
people
of the same
corrupted
thing.
by cannibalistic tendencies. Like that's literally what it is.
Right.
It corrupts them, and then they're only hungry for humans.
Yeah, I love that, and you know what is kind of crazy about it though? Somehow you made it feel like it's still a girl, like it's a feminine monster. It looks like it's kind of weird, like it's
I
goat
can't
hooves.
get away from the women.
It's goat hooves. It's goat hooves, but don't it kind of look like high heels? And then like you got the shape of the leg, like that's definitely a female leg. You know it is. You know what I mean? Like you
I was trying to make it look like an animal leg, kind of.
did look at the you got the arch of the back, and it's very obviously a feminine monster.
I just can't get away from the ladies, man.
Dude, she just started eating the hearts of her partners, and it just went bad real quick. She just started every time someone broke her heart, she ate theirs. Yeah, dude, I love that. That's fucking awesome. Well, anyway, I am really excited to hear this written piece you got for
I'm
us.
doing a double whammy. Oh.
Yeah, because
Yeah, we're good. I got it.
I can't not let you do this. It's fucking amazing, and it's the first like written piece that I've ever seen from you. So like, I'm super excited. What is it called? What's it called?
Time has passed.
Time.
Hold on.
Hold on. Time has passed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will drop myself out of here and let's get to it.
All right. I'm getting stage fright. Time has passed. I've moved on. But every now and then I can hear you. I can hear the knives coated with hatred you spat my way. I can hear the soft, supporting words turn into a tense, angry silence. I can hear the love drain. Time has passed. I've moved on. But every now and then I can see you. I can see the piercing stare when I disobey, silently shaming. I can see the light turn into irritation and spite. I can see the love drain. Time has passed. I've moved on. But every now and then I can still feel you. I can feel the heart drop when the door slams and I didn't clean enough. I can feel the uncomfortable touch after words of spite were thrown. I can feel the love drain. Time has passed. I've moved on. But every now and then I can taste you. The tears shed from the fear and pain of your storms. I can taste the metal from when your wrath finally came down. Time has passed and I've moved on. But every now and then you're here again, your shadow looming over me, judging my every move. But I am strong. The light of my determination will drown out your shadow and I will rise again. And that was Time Has Passed.
That is fucking. I am breathless. I am completely just awestruck. You got fucking Uno was over here like fucking dude, man. When I tell you, and I'm not just boosting your ego or telling you this because we're friends. Yeah, thanks, Dad. For sure. I'm not just saying this when I say like that is in the top tier of the poems that we have on this show. Like that is like that, and that personally hit me on such a deep level because like, and I think that's like a really relatable poem to a lot of people. But for me, it really like my memory. Like I have an impeccable memory, right? And my memories are something that like they're like they dictate everything I do, right? They're such a big part of me, and literally every person I've met, every person I've been close with, every whether it's a romantic relationship or a brotherly relationship or whatever, leaves like a mark on you, and
Oh, yeah.
and it has left, and each person has left a mark on me, and I've taken something from each person that I've been with, and like just the you really captured the essence of just memories, I guess, just how powerful memory is, and how
Thank you.
I can't even see that. That's what I'm saying. I'm like wordless because you said all the words, like you took all the words and you used them, and it's just that was so fucking amazing. It really was. That was such a phenomenal piece. I want to see what other if somebody else has more words than me to express it, because it's just fantastic, man. Fantastic.
Oh,
Dang, that was lit.
Thank you.
See, we need more poetry from Skedaddle, okay?
yes, that was so
I
shocking.
won't promise anything.
Man.
That
I'll get her.
caught
I'll get her to do more.
you caught me off guard.
Because
make a
remember
promise
what
right now.
Yeah,
Right
definitely
now.
caught us off guard.
Yeah.
Remember what
But I'm
the song
also
says, eh?
I'm also loving the artwork.
Mhm.
Me too.
Thank you.
Me too.
Um,
Yeah, I would have called
and
that.
Skedaddle, I think you got into my head because that artwork is so fitting for my piece.
Yeah, he is doing.
Do we
We'll
have an
get that.
accidental collab?
Yeah,
Yes, we always do. What
I know,
are you
right?
talking about? Have you been on this show before? Have you
What
seen this
happened?
show before? We always end up accidentally writing pieces that mesh with each
Good
other.
boy, good
That's what
boy.
happens on this show.
Yeah.
That's what happens on this show.
Kind of our
Neela,
thing.
you were
We
trying to
started
say something? What were you trying to say?
Well, I was saying the art piece. It reminded me, but it just may be the artistic mode that I'm in because it's the harvest time. But it looked like self-preservation of Mother Nature.
Oh.
That's how it looked really beautiful to me. So I absolutely loved it. And then as Dylan was describing how he felt, because it caught me off guard. I was like, skedaddle? I was like, is that my skedaddle? Speaking my love language. So it was absolutely
Right.
beautiful. And then when Dylan said memories, I was like, that's what the poem sounded like. It sounded like it should be titled Memories, but you're reading it and you're telling the memories. Like the time has passed, it makes you switch to the next memory, and then you switch to the next memory, and then you switch to the next. Every time you said time has passed, it was like, yeah, I switched to the next memory of where your words were taking me. So it was like
And I love that, and I love how she
so beautiful.
I love how she did that that hook of and every time the scene, it's like a slideshow. Every time the scene changes, and love is past, and what is it you said? And love fades, or the love.
The love. I can feel the love drain. I can taste love drain. I can feel
And
love
the
drain.
love
I can't
and the
remember
love
exact words.
drains, and then like she keeps repeating it, and the love drains, and the love drains, and like it's such a sweet like little like. I don't know. It's a little like cherry on top of this already great hook that you've got of and time passes, and then you put the cherry on top, and the love drains. Like that's like, I don't know, so fantastically written. I love that.
Very
For someone who, I don't know how much poetry you write in your free time by yourself, but for somebody who hasn't shared a lot of it with me, that was just
the first
fucking
time I've ever written.
mind blowing. Didn't we have somebody else last week or the week before who did their first ever poem or something on here? Someone on here was a author who did their first poem. I think, was it Patricia? Somebody
I think
did their,
it was
Patricia. It was Patricia. It was, but she did the poem about the birds. She did the poem about the birds the week before last.
She's the author, right? She's the author, right? She's the one who.
She's the author who does the conspiracy theory stories from animals' perspectives.
Okay.
Yeah. Fantastic. I love her. But
She
I mean,
published anywhere?
yeah, on Amazon. Go check her out. I mean, free plug,
Send me her stuff.
Patricia. Freaking, it's called Conspiracy Theory. The End is Meow, I think. Yeah, it's so cute. I love it, dude. The main character.
Look at it. Yeah.
The main character is a cat who wears a tinfoil hat, and he's Chester the cat, and he is the leader of the conspiracy theory animals, and they are looking to take over, overthrow the government and save all the humans from their glowing boxes, and it is so amazing, dude. Go check it out for real. But she did her first poem last week, and she told me also it's the first one she's ever written. I really love that, man. I'm so glad that I can inspire you guys to come on here and try something you've never done before and be fucking great at it. I mean, hers and yours both fantastic, fucking amazing pieces. Jack, you're a little quiet. What did you think?
I'm just thinking, instead of your name being just Skedaddle, and on the bottom it says digital artist, it should say Skedaddle Curse of the Babes. Because everything you draw just becomes a babe out of nowhere.
So true.
It's
so true. Okay, it's so true though. It's so true. All right, let me walk you through it real quick. Let me just walk you through it real quick. Okay, he's not lying. He's not lying. All right, I've got a couple of them right here.
You're trying to scare us, put a deep theory of a deep cultural folklore, but also make it a babe,
Yeah. It's still blanket.
It's like. All right, cool. Demons and darkness and aliens and magic, and then okay, but tits and ass would be really cool too if I just. All right, if I just add tits and ass to this, it would be even 10 times better. Tell
me, is that theory wrong?
No. Listen, man. Since the beginning of time till the end of time, sex sells. It's just it is what it is. Sex sells
really
from the end of time to the beginning of fucking absolutely. No, I love it though. They're all
under my thing. Like that. After this one, it's gonna be Curse of Babes.
It's like Caleb was talking about alternate realities. You have a multiverse of babes, just gangster babe, alien babe, freaking
I have several alien
monster babe. It's like the council of Mortys.
Wait, Dylan. So I now see why you have Cage on. Because since sex sells, he only selling his naked body.
Oh my God, Caleb comes on here with his shirt on. It's like his signature. There's a comedian that I watch who does that too.
It's weird.
Right? Have you ever seen Bert Kreischer? Yes, that's who it is. Bert Kreischer. It's like that's the first thing he does when he gets on stage. He rips his shirt off. It's his thing, and he's a big fat guy too. And he's open about And I know fat is an insulting term, but that is his words, not mine. He is
he's
very
got a big old fucking belly.
He is the definition of body positive. You know what I mean? He just first thing as soon as he gets out on stage, he just whips that big belly out. And he's like, "What's up, Cleveland?"
That can be used as an insult if you have rude intention by it, but it also can be used as just a descriptive. You know what I mean? As long as you're not. As long as it doesn't, because you're the only thing that words. It's not just your intention that matters. It is also how that other person takes it. So if that person, they don't want you calling them fat, fucking don't. Even if you don't mean harm by it. But if they're like, yeah, it doesn't bother me. I
I
thought
feel like some comedians like stay big because they feel like they're not as funny if they're not big. And like and a lot of the times, and I think it's not because they lose the weight and then they stop being funny. It's because they get in their own head about it and they stop being funny. My example would be like Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill,
I think he's funny.
21 Jump Street. When he lost a bunch of weight, like I haven't seen a good movie by him, but that could just be me. But like I feel like there is a certain like once you have your image, and it's not even just about how much you weigh, or like skinny, big, whatever. Like it's like or shirt off, shirt on. It's like I feel like once an artist has their image, they feel like if they go outside of that image, people are gonna like not like them, or they're not gonna, you know what I mean.
No, I do agree.
Which is kind of sad, but yeah. On the other hand, it's also kind of good to have your thing, have your fucking, this is my thing. This is what I do. This is my, unique way that I present my art. You know what I mean? That's good to have as well, as long as you don't get in your own head about it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, of course. Well, this is the first reference of the night, and you know what's coming, Dylan.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
So
All
no,
right, well,
because
oh,
um,
go ahead.
one thing that you were saying about like the fat thing, right? This is why, if you all saw the original Taylor Swift anti-hero video,
Oh, I
where
knew
she
Taylor
had,
Swift was coming. We
yeah,
knew Taylor.
yeah, but
That's why I face
the,
planted.
yeah, and where they end up cutting the part of the video when she was on the scale because it actually said fat. And it's not to insult anyone, it was to, as Dylan said, it's when you get in your own head.
Oh, so the video was like so it was like a representation of like what's going through her head when she steps on the scale.
Yeah. So,
I like
and
that. That's why do they keep that out of the video? That's
no,
artistic
no,
representation. Like that's
because
artistic expression.
as I will always say, we have to stop being woke and be wide awake because when they Taylor Swift, like certain things Taylor Swift did, and this is what I will get vexed for. She will, when she hears someone woke say something, she'll take it out of the video. In the song Me, when she said spelling is fun, and people say, oh, that is an insult to those who have issues spelling or they have issues learning. How is that
Did people really say
insult
that?
to them?
That's like saying that I enjoy going for a jog, and that's
I
insulting to people
can't
who don't have
walk.
legs. What's
Uh, so this is where they say, uh, so stop being woke, be wide awake because yes, um, I'll say it as I said it in the room before. Agent Orange is feeding off that because he's looking like, oh, I'm not woke. I'm going to do so. And so people will feed off that and vote for him. While on the other side, to get the woke vote, who they think is more, but as in one of the previous shows we did, we say mental health. So why are you trying to make mental health a thing when it isn't? Because yes, certain people need help, but
did you know? Do you
so
know what? Do
yeah,
you know what
we
this?
cannot.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go.
No, I was going to say,
Okay.
why should we normalize something that shouldn't be normalized? That is the world we living in now.
I fully
So
think mental health awareness should be normalized.
yeah, no, what I mean is not like that, right? Okay, it have like simple thing like where they want to identify as dogs, cats. Should we normalize that?
That was proven to just be like a right wing hoax.
Yeah,
There's
no,
no one
actually,
that genuinely.
Actually, yeah.
Are we talking about?
It's
Are we talking
actually
about dress? Are we talking about the people who are dressing up as cats and dogs? The people who are
no,
Wait, like, are we
supposedly
talking about
eating them?
furries?
no. The one who, yes, the ones who are actually calling themselves furries because
Furries are not. They don't think
I
they're
actually-
animals. It's a
so-
hobby. It's like cosplay.
Yeah, I will actually tune into that because I heard. So I listened to this podcast called OPL, Other People's Lives. It's a really good podcast. You guys should go check it out. And it's exactly what it sounds. It's other people's lives. They bring people on and they interview them, and it's anything. They send them a crazy story or what they, I'm a polygamist. I don't know. You have
Polygamist.
3 wives. You have 3 wives. I can't say the fucking word.
Polygamous.
Yeah,
Polygamous.
or I sell. They had the girl on there who was selling her farts for money. But they had somebody on there.
That's an option.
That's an option.
Oh my god, yeah, people do it. People do it. But they had somebody on there who was a furry, and basically the way that they described it is a lot of people think that it's like a sexual thing, and
It's really
in the furry community, it's not. Most furries do not have sex with their costumes on, and it is more of like a fandom, like a Comic-Con type of thing for them. The way I understand it.
Yeah, as a commission artist, I've done plenty of commissions for furries, and also have had plenty of furry friends, and they don't think they're animals, nor do they want to have intimacy with animals.
Yeah, I think that's a big misconception.
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, guys, we're gonna get on with the show here. I'm gonna bring my man Jack up next because I know he's probably super tired and it's getting pretty late or early where he is, I should say. But he's gonna read us. Well, it's part of his book. But I should say he's gonna read us a Halloween story because his book is well, to sum it up for you, it's very Halloweeny. There's a lot of magic, a lot of darkness, a lot of torture. So essentially, so far, what we have heard on this podcast so far is a man is essentially he is sent to look for a wizard, an evil wizard, or we're not really sure if he's evil or if he's what his deal is, but he's sent to look for a wizard, and in the process is mortally wounded beyond the ability to continue moving on his own. And the wizard conducts a ceremony in which I'm going to have Jack reiterate or correct me on all of this when I bring him up, but the wizard holds a ceremony to turn this guy into a pyromancer, and from here on he will be able to use the element of fire to operate in the world around him, seeing as he cannot use his arms and his legs. In this process, the wizard pulled his entire skeleton out of him and used his bones as part of the ritual, and so now he is just a mass of meat and muscle contained in a metal cage kind of support system, I suppose, to keep the massive muscles upright while he floats around with his fire powers. And then I'm having trouble to remembering the parts between the ritual and his way when he starts his journey, but along his journey he meets a little girl and kind of is like protecting her, and like kind of, if you've ever played what's that game, man? The they made a series out of it recently with the father and the father and the girl and the Last of Us. If you've ever played Last of Us or any of it, it's like, from what I've seen so far, it's like a dynamic where he's kind of like begrudging protector. He doesn't really want the responsibility of this little girl, but like he kind of has to, and like but that's where we're at. We're at this guy is a oh no. Last time Jack came on, you know, I'm just going to stop summarizing because I'm probably missing pieces and doing a horrible job. But to sum it up, it's a story about a pyromancer who got transformed into that state of life, very gruesome state of life, very gruesomely through a magic dark ritual. And that's what we're going to be hearing about on this Halloween episode. So it fits our Halloween episode, and I'm excited to hear it. And if you guys want to go check out my man Jack, you can go follow him on Facebook at Jack Michelangelo. I always butcher his last name. Nope, I'm gonna let him do it. I'm not gonna butcher his last name for the 7th billionth time. Follow him on Instagram at Jaskarot. Jaskarot is spelled JASQUEROTTE. He's got a website. You can go check him out at buymeacoffee.com /Jaskarot, spelled the same exact way. And I'm gonna play his flyer, which will have the all the information that you guys need up on it, and then we'll get him up here. Hey, what's up, man? So, first of all, pronounce your last name one more time for me.
It's Petkavichus.
Petkavichus. Yes, I fucking dude, I knew it, and it was like right on the tip of my tongue, and I was like, God damn it.
Almost.
Anyways,
you'll get it next time.
Second of all, this story that I probably completely left parts out of and butchered. If you want to give me and us a quick synopsis or whatever of what you've read so far and what's happened, and kind of what the story is about, by all means, go ahead.
Okay, so like a short summary would be that a wizard finds this broken, beaten guy lying on the floor, and he sees an opportunity. He makes a deal with him that he'll take out all his bones, his entire skeleton, to use as part of a ritual to give him pyromancy, like extreme pyromancy. And since he no longer has his bones, he had to make a metal cage, like a frame to hold his human shape. And the wizard got captured by the royal guard, presumably. And Jessica just started his journey. He met the little girl, and he has all this entire dynamic there, like you described. And the only thing you left out was the last part. The last time I was on, they went through the city.
They go to the castle, and you find out that the pyromancer, used to be part of the royal guard, or part of like the royal infrastructure there.
He knows the queen personally, so he was probably
so
up
we don't
to
know
something.
how. We don't know what his job was yet, but we know that he knew the queen personally.
Yeah, and there's like this one line that kind of gives a hint. It's that Jessica would have been after the wizard as his next mission, so he would have been after.
That's what it made me think. So that's where I got it confused, because I had thought that he had been sent out to capture this wizard, and that's how this happened in the first place. Because yeah, that's I did pick up on that line last time you were reading, was that, you know, she was talking about a mission and the wizard being the mission, and that made me think it was
Yeah,
like part of like the royal guard or like a general or something, you know, their version of like a police force or whatever, or you know, a secret service or whatever.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
kind
But
of.
then there's this entire sequence because when the queen says that he would have been after that wizard, he gets all this doubt in his head, and he starts thinking like, was I dealing with a villain all this time? Was I doing the bad thing? And he gets the tendrils of darkness creep in, and he falls down to the ground, gets killed, and
Yes, I do
gets
remember that.
revived after.
You killed. Yes, you killed. How could I not forget? You killed your fucking main character
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the chapter. At the end of the chapter, he died.
yeah.
You killed your main character at the end of the chapter, and then you left us
And then he
there,
got
right?
revived.
Did you
No, no,
leave
no.
us
He
there?
got revived.
Oh, he did. I'm gonna have to go back
Yeah,
and watch
yeah,
that. I'm
yeah,
gonna have to go back and watch that episode, man. Because like parts of the story are coming back to me, but like not all of it. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that story, or
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
rewatch the
man.
story on the other episode.
I can,
So
I
he,
can, I can make this episode a tiny bit longer. I can read what the man. I'll just make this episode a little longer. It's
that's all
already
right.
gonna be
Yeah, I
four
mean,
chapters.
start
In
from,
general.
because okay,
Total.
if were you going to originally start from the where the next chapter you left off? Because
Yeah, I was just
that's
gonna start
perfectly fine.
at the next chapter, but if you need some reminding, I can do that.
No, just no. I think that synopsis is good. And to be clear, did we? I remember guessing that, trying to guess what had revived him and being incorrect, and so we're not sure at this
Yeah,
point
yeah.
what has brought him back
It's
to
it's
life.
not it's not the wizard. The
It's
the, the
not the
wizard
wizard.
didn't revive him.
No.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
and
No.
then
Yeah. So
he remembers the sequence of events. The mages, the queen's mages coming out. He remembers that sequence, and he manages to capture the queen and fly up through the roof with her.
all right. Cool. Well, I'll drop myself out of here, and this is excerpt of Pyromancer's Destiny. Everyone.
Yep, it's gonna be a long one. Okay, chapter 6. Jessica flies away with Cassandra, trying to get far enough away from the specialized wizard force, but in this tunnel vision of wanting to speak to his former boss, he does not realize he has just kidnapped the queen. Cassandra waits for her opportunity to surprise Jessica once again. As soon as Jessica starts lowering his altitude to land, Cassandra freezes the air between his feet and the ground, tripping him and sending him into a tumbling crash through a tough oak tree. Cassandra stops herself on the frozen air and escapes Jessica's clutch, standing atop her tower just like she would any other day. Wait, what is this? Cassandra finally blurts out, not knowing which question to ask first. You're supposed to be dead, and you're not supposed to. She gets cut off. No, what I'm supposed to be doing is protecting the city, and you're supposed to allow me. Jessica shouts from behind the tree, and in a second, a thin blade of fire shoots through it into Cassandra's tower of ice. The tower breaks in half and falls apart, but Cassandra catches herself on another tower. How are you doing that? She yells into the forest below the leaves. And more importantly, why? Why are you even alive? You failed, and you have to suffer the consequences. Jaska menacingly rises out from the tree line. All I know is that you, he fires a dart that nearly touches Cassandra. She doesn't flinch. You practically killed me, and he fires another dart. He revived me from the dead. He took care of me when I was laying, bleeding out. And of course, he allowed me to do this. Jessica starts firing hundreds of darts with extreme precision right in between Cassandra's eyes, but she freezes the air in front of her in the form of a wedge-shaped shield, letting the darts split into two directions, which sounds like the fireworks launching right after one another. Cassandra takes this moment to think about what she's saying. She remembers herself being deathly ill as a child, laying in her fluffy bed, and her father standing over her, saying it's all going to be okay. When the dart stops, she doesn't hesitate. She makes a 90-degree angle between her fingers and her palm, and makes the shield quickly fly upwards, and then down towards Jaska. While this has him occupied for a split second, thinking about how to counter the attack, she flies a few dense shards of ice into the tubes that Jaska uses for flying. This makes him fall again, and doesn't let him avoid the shield, conveniently shaped like an axe, to fall on him. She mumbles again, puts her head in her hands. Her father had tried everything to save her before, but nothing worked. Her blood went bad. It was turning clear as water and rotting out her veins. Nothing to do now, her father thought, except to get one criminally insane man out of a prison and promise him a free life once again for the slightest chance of saving his daughter's life with heavy magic. Jaska somehow avoids his fate and launches out from beneath the trees. Jaska's he flies through Cassandra's tower and turns back to kill her once for all, but it was too late for that, as Cassandra forms a suit of armor out of densely compressed ice, turns one of the gauntlets into a blade, and uses the formation of new ice towers beneath her to practically fly into Jaska as if to challenge him to a duel. Jaska seems to accept it, but doesn't play by the rules. He makes a giant of pure fire come to life, staying where its heart should be, and completely envelops Cassandra, both disappearing into the flames. None of them can see each other, so the giant is left confused, and Cassandra, is searching through the endless fire, remembers once more. She sees the insane old man smile like a hungry beast, shaking hands with her father, who then leaves the room. She can't figure out what happened after that, but remembers everyone in her family later celebrating her new blood. Looking at her veins, she saw them almost glowing a bright cyan color. She thought it was ugly and learned to hide it over the years. She kept having dreams about the snowflakes slowly forming. She saw giant lakes freeze over, the power of the thick ice cracking. Those were peaceful and somehow empowering dreams, as if she was the one commanding the lakes. Under those lakes, she knew there were giants of ice sleeping comfortably. Time didn't really exist in those dreams, so it seemed like the giants had been sleeping forever, and will keep doing so forever. Other nights, on rare occasions, she would have nightmares of a void so deep and black that it made her question her own existence. The nightmares felt like they lasted days, weeks, maybe years of looking into the void, screaming at it, but no one answering. She would wake up expressionless, having to remember what it's like to be a human, and one morning this caused some trouble. Cassandra got woken up by her father, opening the curtains to get some light into the room, but this didn't make her happy as it usually would. It shocked her. After the longest nightmare yet, of being in the darkest dark, she felt blighted and attacked, so she attacked as well, piercing a spear of ice through her father's chest, then forming a wall upwards from the floor that split her father in half, just to cover the light, making the king's torso fall out of the castle and in front of a marketplace at the bottom. She wanted to go back to sleep, but just lay there, eyes open, not comprehending the situation until guards started knocking and then breaking down her door to see how this insane situation happened. They carried her out, wishing to protect her from the magic that killed the king, and quickly, upon unanimous decision, magic was completely banned in the kingdom of Dorelion. Some didn't hear of this new ban and kept coming into town to sell potions and spells. Some old ladies still used magic to grow plants faster. Some construction workers made their coffee with fire in their hands. Upon seeing this, Cassandra realized she couldn't control her people completely, and being the new queen, relaxed the ban and only kept the ban on heavy magic. That's one chapter done. We'll take a quick water break. Chapter 7. While Jask and Cassandra are fighting, they hear some sound. It makes them stop in the air and ignore each other completely, even though the fire giant disappears and they can see each other. They listen intently to what sounds like grand music, as if something amazing and incredibly important was being presented, and they had to know what it is. So they both used their powers to move towards the sound. They heard a pompous, clear, and confident voice announcing what will be happening. Come one, come all, ladies and gentlemen, rascals and tea drinkers, I present to you all the amazing rodantic performers. Jask and Cassandra both made their way into a gigantic circus tent, and no one seemed to bat an eye at the fact that they were using their powers. Everyone was at the edge of their seats, clapping and cheering at the stage. In the middle of the stage, there was a middle-aged man with the top of his head bald, but the sides had short, shiny black hair and a curl mustache under his nose. He was dressed in a simple tuxedo, white gloves, and a straight black cane in hand. There was something about his green eyes, though. They pierced the viewer, called out to them with a dangerous undertone, and locked them in place, promising to entertain if they just paid a little more money. The showman continued. Feast your eyes on our first spectacle. Some call a monster, some call a freak, some run for cover entirely. Strongman Brumas. The audience cheers as a freakishly large man walks out from behind the curtains. He appears to not even have a human shape, as his upper body is twice as large as the bottom, and his arms reach the ground, being taller and thicker than the average soldier. The arms don't even have fingers at the bottom, only stumps remain due to his way of walking, and when he does, the ground shakes a little. He walks into the center of the stage and strikes a few bodybuilder poses, showing off the inhuman muscles, as the crowd gasps in awe. The strongman doesn't seem to respond or even acknowledge the people see him, as if he was just flexing for himself. He walks off the stage mindlessly, shaking the ground as he does. Our next monster, taller than the city's towers, overseeing all, Skinny Liam. The curtains open, and out walks a creature that is obviously just three men sitting on each other's shoulders in a long coat, but the audience is amazed nonetheless. The men, still being exceptionally tall, make up the appearance of a man almost as tall as the tent itself, with just enough room to freely move around. He spins around once as if to show off his coat rather than his height, and walks off to the side with the crowd cheering wildly. Up next, last but not least, the smallest but dare I say greatest, Matthias the Acrobat, proclaims the showman. A young black man in a skin-tight silver suit comes out from behind the curtains. The audience is in great suspense, as numerous poles and rods emerge from beneath the sandy stage. The man looks down as he waits, and seemingly understanding the amount of people looking at him, waiting for him to perform. This breaks Cassandра's immersion. She sheds her icy armor and stands up normally. She glares at Jaska with a look that blazes with disappointment. This snaps him out of it as well, as it so often used to do. They both look around to see the audience is not breaking their gaze from the stage, completely entranced by the show. Every single one of them with a huge smile on their face. What in the... Jessica whispers as the show begins. As soon as the poles are set in place, Matthias starts jumping around gracefully, reaching the poles at the very top of the tent in an impossible amount of time, and getting down even faster. He even reaches the poles at the front and back of the stage, creating a noticeable noise when his palms connect with the metal. The audience is now completely silent in astonishment, listening to only the two noises in the tent: the dust moving in the air and Matthias's palms. As this goes on, the showman announces their final performance and starts singing, filling the tent with his clear, loud voice. Then the strong man joins in, bumbling in a deep voice and hitting the ground in the same rhythm, walking into the middle of the stage where Matthias bounces off him once in a while. After that, Liam joins in, dancing and spinning with his six arms outstretched, swaying from side to side. All this creates a mesmerizing performance, entrancing Jaska and Cassandra again. But this time it's not because of some psychological magic. They watch as Matthias uses Liam's arms as poles, moving around the tent as easy as he breathes. When the show is over, applause fills the tent, as the audience literally throws all they have at the performers. Some even throw their children, which hurts them. Cassandra notices this, makes an attempt at stopping the showman, shouting at him. "He can't hear you," Jessica says. Cassandra glares at him again and gets an idea. "Do you remember why I tried killing you?" she says. Jessica's eyes widen, but then he looks down in shame. "Yeah, because this guy found me out." He looks at the showman. "But look, now he's in the open. I can take care of him, and then we'll talk about what you did to me." Cassandra nods and looks over to the showman. To this day, even after 13 years of hunting him, she doesn't even know the cruel leader's name. She notices that the strong man and Liam have finally realized they have eyes on them. Liam starts bowing to the crowd, thanking them for the applause, and the strong man starts crying, having trouble processing what's happening. She also notices the showman talking to Matthias and cracking jokes with him. Okay, that's another chapter done. Okay, chapter 8. Jaska flies up in front of the stage and yells at the showman. "Hey you have till the count of three to turn yourself in. If not, you will face hellfire." The showman sees Jaska and recognizes his voice. He grows a creeping grin. "I thought you were dead, Jaska. Now you come to me in a full body cast, nay, a coffin, and you expect me to give away my business?" He says through his toothy smile. "One," Jaska says in a commanding tone. "Do you see what I have here?" The showman motions his cane over to the audience, who are still entranced and smiling. "Paying customers! What kind of entertainer would I be if I left all these people without a circus?" He says, just to boast about how much money he makes. Two. "You really expect me to give all this up? Ha! And you came here to And you came here all alone? Ah, I should put you on stage as the main comedian. 3. The showman's smile quickly fades. He realizes this isn't right, and just now fully understands that Jessica is levitating, a sign, uh, a sign of great rebellion and mastery of magic in Rodana. He quickly produces a cape from his cane and flings it around himself. At the same moment, Jessica fires a deadly beam at the showman's torso. It goes through his cape, but the man is nowhere to be seen, and so is Matthias. Attack! The showman's voice echoes in the tent. Liam and the strong man both mindlessly walk towards Jessica, but they are completely outmatched. Jessica knows this, so he decides not to kill them out of pity. He burns Liam's cape at the top, making it fall off, and the fire in front of the top guy's face makes Liam panic, running off looking for water. The strong man, running, screaming and crying, gets stopped by Jessica hurling a blast beneath Brooms, digging a hole as deep as the man himself. He falls into it and starts wailing. Jessica then hears some kind of whispering in his own mind and sees the entire audience get up, start yelling obscenities and chasing Jessica. While he tries to figure out a peaceful way to stop the innocent people, Cassandra freezes all their feet in place, and they're left scratching the thin air in front of them. "You're done. Show yourself," yells Jessica, and feels a loud ding at the back of his head, which makes him lean forward and makes him reorient himself. He turns around and sees Matthias, cold-faced and holding a pipe in his hand. Jessica is now livid at the only being able to surprise him. He fires 5 slashes of orange flame at the man in quick succession, but he disappears and the slashes head for Cassandra. She freezes 5 arms length thickness of air in front of herself, so the slashes destroy the ice piece by piece, and the last slash burns a single blonde hair of hers. "Get your aim together before I kill you again," Cassandra shouts, and quickly realizes how insane she sounds and how insane the whole situation is. "Just stop this Matthias guy." "Yes, my queen," Jessica answers out of habit, and starts thinking of a way to outsmart the acrobat while looking around for him. He gets an idea. He raises lots of fire pillars out of the sand so that Matthias has nowhere to stand. Cassandra watches and gets ready to strike. While she's looking all over uh, while she's looking all over the tent, she hears another metallic ding, and then another one. She sees a pole flying down from the ceiling of the tent where Matthias has went to take apart the large struts and throw them down on Jessica's head. She stops the third one by knocking it out of the air with an ice shard and gives Matthias a mean look. The pillars have went down since Jessica The pillars have went down since Jessica got knocked out by the pipes, so Matthias appears in front of the queen. It's an honor to meet you," he says, slightly bowing down, not taking his eyes off of her. He was right to do so, as Cassandra forms 2 spears and plunges them from each side of the acrobat. He disappears, and Cassandra hears his voice behind her. Truly it is. She turns around, and he's not there anymore. His voice is behind her again. "I never knew our queen had these powers. Thought I was banned." Cassandra has had enough of it now. She freezes Matthias' feet to the ground behind her, and with a wall of ice, pushes him towards Jessica, who has now recovered and is putting out lots of heat. "Yes, it's banned. What are you doing forcing me to use it? Don't you know that's a lot of years in the slammer for you?" Cassandra says calmly. Suddenly, the showman rises out of the sand, spinning his cloak, and leans in to talk to the captured Matthias. We're done. They killed Artitason. Jaska hears this and blurts out, "You know that guy?" The showman looks at him in disgust. "You know that guy?" says the showman. But but then he notices that he's not just levitating. He's using fire to do so. Of course, I should have known. He keeps looking at him some more, and looks like he's scared for the first time. Oh no, this is bad. Okay, and next chapter. Cassandra's mages finally make it to the tent. She motions her head to the stage, and they all point their magic to the three men standing in the center. "You're under arrest. Shut down your magic, and this will all be over much faster," says the army general standing next to Cassandra. The showman tries to use his cloak to escape again, but bangs his head on the neodymium grid. A separate tougher cage is made for him, and he gets taken away first. He falls on his knees in the cage with a face full of despair. Matthias and Jaska see this, so they stay put. "You can't do this to me, Cassandra," Jaska yells. "You already gave me a death sentence. What else can you do to me?" Matthias can't understand what he heard, so he looks at Jaska. It seems throwing those heavy pipes has broken part of Jaska's armor, and now some of his face is visible. Matthias shudders and looks away. "You kidnapped me, remember?" Cassandra says with a serious look on her face. "And you, Matthias, thanks for cooperating. I'll see you all in the hall." Jaska sighs while he and Matthias are getting carried away in the steel grid cage. "At least I'll get to talk to her. Damn, what's been happening lately? I meet a wizard, I get superpowers, I close the case that killed me." Jaska talks to himself, trying to process the intense couple of days he had. "So, you knew Titason?" Matthias asks. "Yeah, and if you guys are with him, that really does mean I messed up. We all did, that's why we're here. Anyway, what's the ransom gonna be for... oh, Anyway, was the ransom gonna be good for the queen?" "Ransom? No, I kidnapped her because she wouldn't talk to me with all her guards there. So I took her further from the main hall." Jessica says, offended that someone would think he'd commit such a crime. "The main hall? That's a straight up lie, guy. Impossible. Not even with your flame powers. There's some really powerful magic protecting that place, and I know it's not just a legend to keep kids away." "Yeah, some powerful magic." Jessica looks down and thinks about his experience in the hall. "Look, if you're with Artitason and you really bust the hall, then then let me help you escape. We'll be unstoppable," Matthias says with a sneaky grin growing on one side of his lips. "What? No, I want to talk to her first. That's why Jessica doesn't want to say the word kidnap. Borrowed Cassandra in the first place." "Okay, then first you talk to her, then we leave that dump. Deal?" Matthias talks to him like he's a weapon. "Sure," Jessica replies, lost in thought. They arrive at the castle. Jessica gets thrown into a cell on the other side of Matthias's. He falls asleep, waiting for Cassandra to come talk. Red sky. In dream state it wobbles, marbles even, with orange and yellow ochre. Hand in rotation, fingers in rotation until they stop. Dark sky, no movement. Then movement. Great thing is moving. Gigantic, unimaginable, undreamable. He feels it. Scales brush past vacuum and keep going. keep rolling like mountains, dancing through millions of years. His heart is pounding out of his chest. He keeps looking around to identify. The two yellow glinters strike through his soul. Tunnel vision locked on the threat. This is true fear. The two yellow sources of radiation pierce through his being. He is desperate to get away. There is nowhere to go. Giant scales. Oh, the scales roll like planetary sorcery. Like miracles, they bounce a yellow glinter. It smiles. Kill her. Obey me, says a whisper so loud it rumbles his lungs. Jaska, a squeaky voice wakes him up. And that's done.
Nice, man. Dude, I really enjoy your book, man. Like, I cannot wait till this fucking thing comes out and I can read it. I really, really enjoy your book, and just like the depth you put into each character and their psychology and what makes them tick, and why they do the things they do. I really enjoy that part of your storytelling is. And then the other part I really enjoy is the world building. I really love how you kind of like incorporated this magic into the whole world, and like how you were saying, like, people are using it in their everyday lives, like construction workers are using it to heat up their coffees and shit. Um, and
Yeah,
like,
that's more like a comment on how deep the use of magic is in this world, and
right,
how not even like a monarch can uh, ban it completely, because there's with everything that's been banned in real life, people just do it quietly on their own, you know.
right. And I was kind of getting like, I mean, obviously ice powers, but like I was kind of getting Elsa vibes, not just because of the
Yeah,
not just
yeah,
because of the ice powers, but because of the position of power she's in, um, politically, and um, and like how it's like she kind of hides that from the rest of the kingdom, kind of like Elsa. Um, like that's the kind of vibes I was getting from her. Was like a very bit. It was somewhere between Elsa, and then I don't know if you ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender.
yeah.
So
I've seen a lot of it. Yeah.
Zuko's sister, I think her name is Azula.
Oh,
Azula,
no
yeah,
way,
yeah.
dude. No way. How
Isn't
did you get Azula from that?
I in just her? I don't know, something about her temperament, something about uh just her dialogue, and I don't know. It to me it felt she felt like a like Azula ish at times. And just
No, no, man. She's calm, cool, and collected. She's like a cold-faced,
I guess Zula is a little
ruler.
bit of a maniac. That's true. I guess
Yeah,
Zula
yeah,
is a
yeah.
yeah, and I mean, in that aspect, like I was saying, it reminds me more of Elsa, where she's kind of like got that like stone face, keep it cool, keep it
Yeah, I
like
haven't seen Frozen.
ever. You're like probably the only
Yeah,
person in the
I
entire world who hasn't seen Frozen. You're
yeah, probably. And I
you're in
didn't
the
even
1%.
realize I was writing that character. I wrote it first, and then I think someone told me it's literally Elsa, and I was like, damn it!
Yeah,
I
yeah.
reinvented the wheel.
No, I mean, hey, that, but that's why the wheel's so great, right? And
Yeah,
obviously I'm
that's
speaking
true.
metaphorically, is because that's why art is so great, and that's why storytelling is so great, is because you can do the same thing but different. And I mean, Hollywood hasn't had an original idea for fucking 30, 40 years, okay? It's it,
Yeah,
they're just revamping everything they've already done, and to a certain extent a lot of stories are like that, whether it be Percy Jackson taking from the Greek myths that have already been told, or any of the other, like Clash of the Titans. That's a very popular movie, at least in America. That's like just a revamping of Greek stories that were told, or vampire movies, or anything to do with werewolves, or you know what I mean. These are not all the grim fairy tales have worked their way into modern day culture, and it's not it's not a new idea. It's just a fresh take on it, and that's what you do as an artist, is give your take and your fresh perspective and whatever on things that already exist in the world. So no,
Yeah.
I don't think that it's too. I don't think that it's a 1-to-1 for Elsa. Obviously, there's comparisons to be made. She's an ice queen, who's stone cold and has to hide her powers from her people. But the way I feel like there, I feel like I was getting Azula vibes just because I felt that she is has some bitterness inside, and
Yeah, she does. Yeah, and
you know what I
she
mean.
also she
And Azula has daddy issues too.
yeah, yeah, and she
Azula's
killed her father. Like,
Azula killed her father too, didn't she?
I don't know. I haven't watched that far.
Wait, who? No, wait, no. Azula, no.
But Azula does have
Oh no, she was
daddy issues.
Fire Lord was her father. But anyway, no, that's that. I always got the impression that she wanted to kill her father, but that was the vibe I was getting, was just from the bitterness and the daddy issues and the the past trauma of her family experience and stuff like that. That's the comparisons I was making to Azula, is that how Azula's character is built off of her past traumas and how they've affected her, and how she's kind of held on to this bitterness. And that's kind of the part that I was getting at. But yeah, no, I again, fantastic. The fact that we can even have this conversation is just a testament to your character depth and your character creation as a whole. You're fantastic at creating characters and just the development of them. And it's an amazing book, an amazing world, amazing characters. Keep writing it, man. I can't wait to see what it is when it comes out.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna bring these other artists up real quick to see what they thought. Skedaddle had some Wi-Fi issues, so we lost her.
Take care of.
But
Did you see this?
Real quick,
This
we'll get
couple right here?
Uno's take. Uno, what do you think of this story here? Oh, are you muted? You're muted, man. Hang on. There you go. Wait.
Yeah, I was saying it actually reminded me of the original Celtic folklore of the Ice Queen.
I don't know about that.
I think that's what I think that's what Frozen is based off of, actually. But
as we know, Disney doesn't have an original idea like ever.
Of course.
As my friends say, you need to keep a lot of your thoughts in your head. But I just say it because nobody will. We all thinking it.
Yeah, man, say it.
Yo, Nia's putting some glowy bling on. We got Nia's put not Nia. Lady Crucible is putting some glow bling on. I like it. Hell yeah. Your thoughts, Nia. Your thoughts on my man's story.
So the cadence of the story was just magnificent. But I agree with you guys too. It gave me a lot of Elsa vibes too. It definitely gave.
Yeah.
You know that I can control myself, but it's like don't piss me off at the same time, because it's like, yeah, this can happen, that can happen, but I'm trying to stay over here. So like, let me stay over here. Yeah, I can't wait. I
Yeah.
can't wait to get, because I would love to read that story to my grandkids. Because in my household, my grandkids is big Elsa and Elsa fanatics. So yeah.
And I don't think
Maybe they'll
honestly
like
that's
the story.
necessarily I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because again, that's one of the top selling movies, at least in America, if not the world. So clearly people love the story. So clearly there's something there. You know what I mean? And you know it's just your take on the Ice Queen. Like Uno was saying, Disney didn't come up with that idea. The fucking Celts did thousands or hundreds or thousands of years ago. You know what I mean? Like it's not original. Grim fairy tales are part of all our stories for a reason, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Man.
Yeah.
Neela,
Maybe
are
we
you
can
still
move
with
on
us?
from this comparison. Maybe we, how was the circus scene where the super performance
Yeah,
was happening?
I loved that, and I liked the guy who was just three guys just stacked on top of each other in a big coat. I was like, that definitely big Three Stooges vibes. I got like a fucking where or like or any I'm struggling to remember, but there was this movie I saw recently where these kids like I think they were either trying to buy alcohol or like trying to buy an explicit magazine or something, and they dressed up like three of them on top of each other in a coat like that. I love that. That is another one where it's like if it don't ain't broke, don't fix it. That's a classic trope, and I love the three guys stacked on top of each other in a coat. Man, I got like that's just
Yeah, and the audience loves it. The audience doesn't even care. They love
absolutely no.
it.
No one gives it. No, right, exactly. And that's the thing I loved about it too. Is like you had taken the time to show the audience's reactions to everything. And no, I mean, yeah, the circus piece was, or the circus scene, I should say, was really cool, for sure. Neela, what'd you think?
New Age Disney. I'm waiting for the movie. It was really good. It was good. Lots of detail and stuff like that. I'm doing my first poetry book, and so I'm having problems with writing about myself. So the way I hear your details as you're writing and stuff like that, and they're really good. Like you're a really good writer. It's just what it is. But yeah, because I'm a visual person, so I see like in movies when I hear people reading and stuff like that. So it's like a movie. So all I seen was like a movie, and yeah, it was like a dark version of Frozen. Maybe lava or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it was good. It was good. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
but you want
thanks.
to know what makes it the most Disney? Where you said when she, with the ice, killed her father with it. In
Yeah.
every good Disney movie, they kill the parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something
I
happened.
still think that my Avatar freaking example is very apt. Not only to I was just thinking about it because not only to the Azula comment I made, but the world and how you made the bending or magic system or whatever elemental magic system a part of the world, much like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Um, I I'm just
Yeah.
a nerd and nobody's gonna understand what I'm saying, but like somebody
No,
somebody will get it.
I know, man. I know,
Somebody out there
man.
somebody out there will appreciate
You get me.
this Toph artwork.
Mhm. Yeah, man, you get me because I am also like a super nerd of magic systems in any fiction.
Yeah.
So I really tried to make this all work, and of course there's going to be more of the book, and there's going to be more
I
hints and
really
explanations.
I've really been meaning to suggest a book series to you, and I keep forgetting to suggest it to you. It is called the Codex Alera by Jim Butcher. It's the same guy who writes the Dresden Files, and it's called Codex
I'll
Alera.
write it down. Hold on. What is it?
Hold on, let me get the exact title of the first book for you.
Okay, and while you're writing this,
Codex Alera.
Poetry
So-
Rose, I just wanted to say that I wish I could make a movie, but I'm also a visual person, so I do try to first like I try to see the entire action sequence,
Okay,
and I just write down the details that I can imagine, and the most important details that explain and show and visualize how the world works, how the characters work, So I get that, and I actively also try to be good at describing visuals. So
yeah, yeah. It's hard because you're seeing them in your brain. It's like I'm trying to describe and put on
Yeah,
paper what I'm what I see. So yeah, it's a little harder.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just translating it into words.
yeah. That's it.
You are very good at it, though. You are very good at creating that mental imagery and putting that movie in my head, for
Yeah.
sure. And so the series I was going to suggest to you, it's called Codex Alera. That's CODEXALERA.
Mm.
And the series is by Jim Butcher. I believe you know the Dresden Files. It's by that same
No, I
author.
don't.
I thought you would. I thought we had talked about the Dresden Files at one point. Well,
No,
anyway.
you described them to me, I think, but I don't know
Okay.
what they are.
There are other artists on here who are familiar with, but anyway, Jim Butcher. I encourage you. The Dresden Files are one of the best books ever written. There's 17, 18. He's working on 22. They're just my favorite book series of all time. But the Codex Alera is also written by him. It's 6 books. And the Dresden Files, it's modern fantasy, urban fantasy. It takes place in modern Chicago, the city, like inner city Chicago. Codex Alera is a fictional, more medieval, the political and I should say like economic sort of like and living situation is based around the late Roman Empire.
Mhm.
And they have like dukes and kings and he created that system, the environment around the late Roman Empire, and then the magic system. He actually based it. He said off Pokemon, and so he now the way it's based off Pokemon is because the series is based off these creatures that they're all different elements, just like Pokemon, right? They're you have water elementals, you have fire elementals, and they not only each person has their own, but they also use it to, like, say if you're using a water elemental, you do it to draw up a bath or take a shower or boil a pot of water, but you use fire elementals for that, like kind of like you were saying with how the magic system works in your world. They use it in their everyday lives. But Jim Butcher came up with the idea of this. My favorite story for a writing prompt ever. He came up with the idea for this on like a Quora or some thread like that. And the argument was actually kind of what we were talking about, is that if a idea has been done already, it can't be done good again. if it's been done a bunch of times. And Jim Butcher's argument was, no, it can be. It's all up to the skill of the author to do it in a way that's still entertaining. And the guy was like, yeah, blah, blah. So they got into this argument, and he was like, all right, listen, give me 2 overused, horrible ideas that you think that I can't make a story out of, and I'll write a story out of them. And the guy said, Lost Roman Legion and Pokemon. and he wrote this series, and it is a top number 1 New York seller series. And it's Lost Roman Legion. So the idea is, you've heard of the Lost Roman Legion, right? There was a legion that it disappeared. A whole army of like 50,000 men just disappeared. No one knows where they went. We don't know if it was a Bermuda Triangle thing, if they just teleported somewhere, if they all got killed and they never found their bodies. We don't know what. But basically the idea is a bunch of people have made stories about what happened to this Lost Roman Legion. And the idea in this story is that they got transported some way to another land and created a society. And these books take place hundreds of years later, after those Romans have created a society in this world with elementals and all sorts of cool magic shit. But the elementals are really the core of their whole world, their political system, their everything from what we think of as like their electricity and like water and everything like that. It's really cool. There's a lot of like things that I see in your book that are very similar that I enjoy. I very much encourage you to go check it out for sure. Anyway, that is enough of me nerding out on my fucking book series. We have 2 more poems to get to, guys. Let's get to them. I know it's been a late night, but it is Halloween after all. So, and we got Uno on. So what would it be if we weren't going till midnight, right? Uno just brings out the midnights in all of us. And speaking of which, you can go check out his book right now titled Midnights on Amazon. So you can also he has other works on Amazon as well. Let me pull them up. He's got a book called Now That's What I Call Poetry, also on Amazon. So go check out Midnights and Now That's What I Call Poetry on Amazon. And you can also go follow him and check him out on Instagram at TheOno1. That's THAONO1. On YouTube at TheOnoX, THAONOX. Follow on Facebook at TheOno. He's got a website. And the links to all this stuff is on his website at theonoxpoetry.weebly.com. And I'm going to have all this information for you guys up on screen when I play his flyer. But yeah, he's one of our favorite guests. He's a poet. He's a school teacher. And he's just a fucking really cool dude. So welcome back, Mr. Ono to the circle. And let me play his flyer.
Circles. In an empire of creativity where hearts are free, there is a show that breaks barriers. Lost Boys, CYPHER Circle, you see. Hosted by a fearless soul, Dylan Lawler, his spirit unshaken, an artist embracing others, a red gem who is so unspoken. Each passing episode, a sanctuary unfolds, a sacred space where stories.
And that is a poem that my man Ono did here about me and about the Lost Boys community that we have built together as artists, and I really appreciate that piece. But it is a late night, so I'm not going to let the whole thing play.
Of course. Well, I must say, right old backdrop for this one.
It's better than mine. I got a sparkly bat and a freaking and a spider. You know how this happened? I literally 20 minutes before the show, I went in and I went to my girlfriend and I was like, "Hun, I need Halloween decorations right now." And she's like, "I don't have any." I was like, come up with something, figure it out. And so she grabbed the one Halloween decoration we have. She grabbed a sparkly bat and one of her kids' freaking spider toys. That's what we're rocking with. That's what we're rocking with, yo.
Yeah.
Shout
I
out to
but
Bentley. Thanks for the spider.
yeah, and this is my inner skedaddle coming out.
Oh, Skedaddle did have Wi-Fi issues.
Yeah. So you see how she does her digital art. This is my version.
Oh, that's cool. I love that, man. Yeah, she'll definitely be tuning in. She'll check it out. And I think you've had that up the whole time anyway. So I think I noticed it.
No, the other one I had up was something off Google. But this one, I say when I know it was my turn, I gotta just pop the new one up.
Nice. I love it, man. That's cool. So what's this piece you're doing for us tonight?
Okay, so it's like a flash story. So when was it? Wednesday night, again at midnight. So here comes the reference. A certain artist said midnights become her afternoons. So it was like Wednesday night. I couldn't sleep. I was playing around. I did a poem I wanted to do, like I created it a couple of weeks ago. Then I said, you know what? Let me try something different tonight. Because, I don't like to bring the same thing. So tonight, it is actually going to be from my perspective of folklore from Trinidad. So I'm going to use a lot of Trinidadian references that you will learn. And of course, like Miss Taylor Swift, I am leaving lots of Easter eggs. Let's see if Dylan will figure it out.
Uh-huh. Yep. All right, man. So what's this one called?
La Jobless Dreaming.
All right. I'm going to drop myself out of here and let you get to it.
Yeah.
Nia, stay awake for us. Stay strong.
I'm sure
we're almost through this. I know it's a late night. All right.
So, La Jobless Dreaming. In the heart of Trinidad, tropical heat wrapped around the land like a warm shawl. The night was alive with whispers of old folklore tales. Soon the sun dipped below the horizon, casting airy shadows across the village. Oral traditions from our ancestors about La Jobless began to swirl among the villagers as myths that rolled from El Cerro de la Ripo. The stories were told in hushed tones, especially on midnights like this, where the air was thick with anticipation and the moon hung low, a glowing eye watching what everyone unearths. La Jobless, a name that sends shivers down the spines, making the bravest men hesitate. She is said to be an African spirit who made a deal with the devil one midnight. A beautiful woman who could enchant any man with her sweet voice and mesmerizing beauty. Like all things that glitter, she comes with a trigger warning. Those who follow her would find themselves lost forever, their fate sealed by her dark magic. She is a nightmare dressed as a daydream. Hey, you hear about La Jobless? An old man named Mr. Marshall asked one evening at the rum shop. The aroma of fried cascadoo and the sound of laughter filled the air. Yet the mention of her name turned a lively atmosphere so somber. You best keep to yourself close home tonight. She's out there waiting for fresh meat. The men nodded, some rolling their eyes, but others visibly uneasy. They know the tales, the story of men who had ventured too far into the bush, drawn by the beautiful spirit, only to disappear without a trace. Don't let she fool you, Mr. Marshall warned, his voice gra- gravely with age. She does take your soul and she does leave your body to wander forever. In a small house at the edge of the village, a young woman named Asha listened intently, her dark curls framing her face as she leaned closer, captivated by the tales. It's just a story, right? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Deep down, she felt a thrill at the thought of the mysterious Lajables. Asha was known for her adventurous spirit, always yearning for excitement beyond the mundane life in this village. That night, as the moon rose high and the stars twinkled like the sun reflected diamonds across the velvet sky, Asha decided to take a walk. The air was cool. The night sang with songs of crickets and the distant frogs. Ignoring the warnings of her neighbor, she ventured towards the bush, her heart racing with a mix of fear and exhilaration. You mad about Asha? Her friend Maya said earlier. You know that jobless must be out at night. You think you could manage she? Stop your nonsense, you nag, Asha retorted, a grin spreading across her face. She's just a fairy tale. I want to investigate if she is real. As she walked deeper into the forest, the trees loom above her, their branches twisting like gnarled fingers against the starry sky. The path was so overgrown with towering bullgrass as shadows danced around her, teasing her with their fleeting demonic forms. Asha felt a thrill of fear. But she pressed on, determined to uncover the truth behind the legend. Suddenly, a soft melodic voice echoed through the trees. Come, come, sweet Asha. Why you out here all alone? The voice flowed like sweet honey, wrapping around Asha, pulling her closer to its source. She froze, her heart pounded. La jobless. The tales came rushing back, and for a moment, doubt crept into her mind. Who there? Asha called out, trying to sound brave. Show yourself! From the shadows, a figure emerged, draped in a flowing white dress that shimmered in the moonlight. Her hair cascaded a waterfall of white, even more glowing than the dress she wore, covering her feet of a cow like nature. And her eyes sparkled with an otherworldly light. I am her, La Jobless you seek, she said, a coy smile playing on her lips. I've been waiting for someone like you. Asha breath caught in her throat. The beauty before her, captivating, almost hypnotic. Yeah, it's real, she whispered. Step closer. Despite the warnings echoing in her mind, you look like a daydream. Ah, but dreams can be deceiving, La Jobless purred. The voice silky caressed. Come, let me show you my world. Before Asha responded, La Jobless reached out her hand. Asha hesitated, the story swirling in her mind, but the spirit's allure was so intoxicating. She took the hand, and in an instant, everything changed. The forest transformed around her. The trees glowed with a soft light. The flowers bloomed in screaming colors she had never seen before. The air was heavy with a scent of night blooming jasmine, and the sounds of the forest melted into haunting melodies. Asha felt herself being drawn into the magic, laughter bubbling up, ah, ha, 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 up from within her as she twirled through the glade. As the night deepened, thickening toward midnight, the atmosphere shifted. The laughter of a La Jobless became sinister. Oh! And the vibrant colors around them began to fade. Shadows crept closer, wrapping around Asha like a shroud of Turin. You like my world? La Jobless asked, her voice laced with something darker. It's beautiful, Asha replied, trying to maintain her courage. But I think I want to go home. Home? La Jobless chuckled, this sound echoing through the trees. A warning bell. Why would you want to leave here? You could be free. Here, you will be mine. Asha's heart raced. The world around her pulsed with energy. But as she investigated a jobless black eyes, she saw something else. A hunger, a darkness that sent chills down her spine. I can't stay here, she said, her voice trembling. I have a family. I have friends. Then why would you follow me? La Jobless hissed. Her experience darkening. The air grew colder, and the once enchanting bush morphed into a twisted nightmare. No longer a beautiful daydream. The colors drained away, swallowed by shadows that whispered her name. Asha. You think you could just walk away? La Jobless' voice dripped with malice. Once you enter my world, you belong with me and you belong to me. Asha turned to run, her heart pounding in her chest like a war drum. No, I refuse to be part of your story. She stumbled through the dark, the path morphing into a maze of confusion. The laughter of La Jobless echoed behind her, mocking her cruel. Ah, ha, 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 ha. You cannot escape, she called out, her voice chilling, a melody that made the hairs on Asha's neck stand on end. You will be mine. Panic surged through Asher as she pushed forward, recalling the tales of those who had vanished into the night. She could not become another name in this folklore, another victim of La Jables. Nah, I go fight, she shouted, summoning every ounce of strength within her. As she ran, Asher thought of the spirits that guarded the land, the ones her grandmother had spoken in traditional long ago. Hanuman, oh yeah, protect me, she cried, her voice ringing out of desperation. Suddenly the wind howled, swirling around her, as if responding to her plea. The shadows recoiled, the trees seemed to bend from the path. In a moment, Asha felt a surge of hope. She pushed forward, fueled by the light of dawn that was slowly creeping up the horizon. La Jables was relentless. You think that spirit will save you? You is all mine! Ha 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 ha! The ground trembled beneath Asha's feet as she fought against the pull of the dark spirit's magic. With a final burst of energy, she spotted a glimmer of bejeweled light ahead. A way out. I ain't gonna be yours, she shouted defiantly, sprinting toward the light that promises freedom. As she broke through the trees, she felt a warmth of the sun kiss on her skin, the golden rays enveloping her like a protective grandmother's embrace. Asha stumbled into the clearing, gasping for breath as she turned to look back into the dark forest. La Diabla stood at the edge, her beauty now twisted into a mask of rage. You cannot escape me, she screamed, her voice echoing through the trees, a haunting melody that would linger a long night after she passed. As Asha realized she was out of the woods, she was in the clear. She was free. In that moment, she realized all legends were not just fairy tales, they were warnings wrapped in the fabric of midnight. She had faced the darkness and emerged victorious, but the memory of La Jables would haunt her forever. As dawn broke, Asha made her way back to the village, her heart still racing from the encounter. The villagers stirring, the sounds of the morning filled the air, birds chirping, roosters crowing, "Urr, urr, urr," children laughing, and the sweet scent of fresh fried bacon and shark wafting through the streets. She shared her story, and the villagers listened with attent, their eyes wide with disbelief, but a little bit of awe. You see, I tell you, Mr. Marshall exclaimed, shaking his head, La Jables is no joke. You're fortunate to make it back, Asha. From that day on, Asha became a guardian of the tales, a voice added to oral traditions, warning others about the danger of straying far into the bush. Don't let your curiosity lead you astray, she would tell the children gathered at her feet. La Jables is real, and she don't play. Nights when the moon hung low and the air kissed her skin, she felt an electric touch of magic. Asha sitting by her window as she listened to the wind. As it whispered through the trees, she could still hear the distant laughter of Jablets. Ah, ha, 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 ha. a chilling reminder that some tales linger, waiting for the next curious soul to wander too close to the edge of darkness. Beware, la jobless. The end.
Nice, man. That was a good story. That was a good fucking Halloween story. That was real. Tessa loved it. Tessa loved it.
Yay!
That was a great Halloween story, man, and just a great fucking story in general. It was like if his was the adult Elsa, yours was the adult Little Red Riding Hood. You know, that if that makes any sense. And I liked what you said about how stories aren't just fairy tales, they're warnings. And I loved how you said it. You said they're warnings wrapped in the fabric of midnight. I love that, the way you worded that. Just fantastic. And like I was talking a little bit actually before you came on to do your piece about the Brothers Grimm and how they've kind of impacted, and part of the reason they've impacted us so much is because their lessons, their morals, their warnings in each of those stories. That warning of don't go into the woods by yourself, or don't wander off the path that your story and that Little Red Riding Hood kind of try to hammer home is very real. I mean, whether you believe in supernatural creatures, the regular creatures will fuck you up just as bad. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, even like even a raccoon will fuck you up. Around here, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you have in your woods, but some of this shit, bears, coyotes, wolves, like a lot of this shit in our woods, we don't even need supernatural creatures. Those things will fuck you up just as bad. A bobcat will tear you up.
Well, our
not only that, but it speaks to it also speaks to the dangers in society, like the other kind of predators, sexual predators, and just the people in the everyday life that you're going to encounter that are just horrible human beings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I really love how that was really, man, that was a classic like a classic folklore tale, both in structure and in narration. Your narration of it was amazing, and just the structure of the story, the fact that it's not just a story, but it's also a lesson and a moral and a warning. It just really at its core reminded me of the best Grimm fairy tales or folklores, like Baba Yaga. Do you know Baba Yaga?
Yes, yes, I
It
heard
reminded me a little of Baba Yaga. And just at its core, it was just one of the best folklore stories I've heard, and it just was fantastic. And like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That format, that folklore storytelling format that is also supposed to like teach you a lesson at the end of it, it works for a reason, and we tell stories that way for a reason. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's fantastic story, dude. You did great. You did great with that.
And of course, I am sure you would have gotten it.
I got maybe not all of them. I got the Marshall reference. There was one part where you were like, you would reference the show. You would reference the show in there, and it was something about like, Brendan, what did I say? What did I say? Because I was like, that's a reference to the show immediately. You said something, and then I at first, what was it? Because you're like, and then she was lost. what was I can't even remember the reference you had made, but I picked up.
You'll get it back on the repeat.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I always go back
Yeah,
and
yeah,
rewatch
yeah,
it.
yeah. And then and I even hint a little bit with the lose yourself. It's how it's palms are sweaty, blah blah blah. And there are several Taylor Swift references in there.
Yeah, I noticed. I was trying not to,
No,
because then I'd have to go. Then I'd have to spend 7 hours editing another fucking counter on here.
No, but the thing is, so you said it was 1317, right? What is Taylor Swift's favorite number?
I don't know what Taylor Swift's favorite number is. Come on,
okay, what
man.
is Eminem's favorite number?
Is it because it's her boyfriend's football jersey?
No, Taylor Swift is 13. Eminem is 17.
What? I didn't know that.
Eminem,
Okay.
you know, these celebrities usually use like their birthday. And you know, on the 17th was Eminem's birthday.
Oh yeah. The day of the what? But I don't like it. Does Taylor like make it? Is that like her? Does she have like a? Is it like her lucky number?
13,
She like
13 is
puts that in all her songs and like references and stuff.
Yes.
That's something I didn't know.
Yeah, and Marshall, he does his 17s in certain ways. But
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, because I think it was how he actually have it broadened. I think it was something about between 17 and 21. Those numbers are what he will consider his lucky numbers.
I'm gonna have to look into that. That's interesting. Well, anyway, man, that was a great story. I'm gonna bring these guys up real quick, see what they thought of it, and then Nia's gonna wrap us up here. Guys, what'd you think about his story? Let's start with Jack.
Man, thanks for telling us that cautionary tale about Taylor Swift. She really gets down in the night, man. She's dangerous.
Yes, that was perfect. That was.
I'm talking about that. That's a whole general breakdown.
Yeah, dude, Taylor Swift's gonna fucking find you in the woods. Taylor Swift's
And
gonna
remember,
kidnap
she
you.
does have this song, which was a reference here, "Out of the Woods."
Oh God. Oh well. Now you guys know. Don't go into the woods late at night by yourself, or you might run into Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Oh, that is fucking great, man. Nina, what do you think about it? Hello? Oh, are you there? Can you hear me? I don't think she can.
She might be away from the phone for a second.
Oh, okay. What did you think?
Man, I'ma just say, when can we see this in a stage play? Because that was so stage worthy. Like, man, I had to get up and go grab a bowl of popcorn real quick. It was like, yeah, I thought I was watching a Tubi movie real quick for a minute. It was like, man, I just got my first the graphic, and it's the laugh for me that just made it so.
Yes.
Yeah, that put the ump on it.
Yeah, if my voice was a little better because getting over a flu, so my voice not that, or else you'd really hear the real evil and maniacal laughter to go with it.
It had a
that was perfect.
it had an African witch doctor kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
Like that, you know, you walk in and he's got like skulls hanging and like with that guy. Oh, what is that movie?
Like,
The Frog Princess, the voodoo guy from the Frog Princess.
Oh,
you know who that laugh also kind of remind me. Do you all remember House on Haunted Hill? Remember the crazy doctor that they had in the shadows that kept running around with the knife and shit, and every time you just kept seeing him like this, and he had that weird ass grin on his face.
Yeah.
That just fits so perfect.
Well, since tonight is a Disney night, let me tell you a fun fact when I went to Disney in Orlando back in 2013. So, you know, and I can't remember, it's the part of Disney where they do what is it, Indiana Jones. So, you know, they will usually choose just random people from the audience, and they will give them like something to do. So I was chosen, and they asked me, "So can you do a evil maniacal laugh?" And they just loved it. Okay. Are you saying something?
Oh, I was muted. Neela, what did you think?
I loved it per usual. The oh no, he always brings it. The details. It's always good, you know, and thought provoking, which is why I like listening. You always hear your charity.
Yeah, man. Absolutely, and it has been fucking great to have each and every single one of you. Thank you to everyone who has stuck around this long. We got one more piece for you before we wrap it up from Nia. Lady Crucible is going to wrap the show up for us. But thank you, everybody who's tuned in and stayed this long. I see that our viewer count is not at 0 right now. So there are still people watching. So, I mean, God bless you all for staying up this late and continuing to watch this whole thing. And sticking around with us this long. Thank you all so much. Thank you to all the artists who have participated in the show. Thanks to Caleb and Skedaddle, and just all of you. Again, I say it every time. I couldn't do it without you guys. You guys make the show what it is. Thank you for being here with me tonight. Let's have Lady Crucible wrap us up here. You guys can go follow Lady Crucible. I thought I had it pulled up. I was ready. I thought I was gonna be ready right off the bat here. You guys can go follow Lady Crucible on. My God, now it wants to shit out on me. My fucking on Instagram at Lady Crucible. That's Lady_Crucible. You can go check out her YouTube as well. It's Poetic Priestess. And you can catch her on this show as well as all these other artists very frequently on this show. She's one of our best and most frequent artists, and we love to have her here, and I can't wait to see what she's got for us tonight. So I'll play her flyer and get her up here.
Sometimes in life, you gotta go hard for what you want. You wanna be successful, it's all about determination and being committed to your vision. Have faith, push hard. Put in work, every day I wake up, all I wanna do is grind. Put in work, put in work.
Hey, what up?
What it do? What it do? What it do?
I think you.
Oh, y'all got
I appreciate you being on here so long and sticking with us. I know it's been a long night.
Hey, you know
But
me. I enjoy being here. I enjoy being here.
hell yeah, appreciate it. So what you gonna wrap us up with?
I'm gonna wrap you guys up with Freddy's Little Nightmare.
All right, I'm gonna get this up here and I'm gonna get myself out of here.
To Freddy's coming for you. And when he do come into view, he'll bludgeon the whole crew. And if they sudden their moves, he'll cut faces off, put heads in a noose. A horror legend from the oven he grew. Entering your dreams, corrupting your realities. No hocus pocus. The slickest slashing psycho. 3, 4, better lock the door. But see, none of that matters when I knock on the door. You'll just drop to the floor in a shock galore from a lot of gore. Chopping with force, no stop, of course. Even the score as he fills up the morgue, looking just like another job well done. 5, 6, grab your crucifix. But if you fall asleep, I'll just use that shit to stab the bruise your ribs. Every jab produced real quick, wrapped and fused my fist so I can slap this useless bitch, leaving them slashed, abused, and pissed. Consider the craft as a useful gift. Every nap and snooze a risk. Stay up till you snap and lose your grip. Like it's a plan I choose to script, but it's just a lunatic. 7, 8, gonna stay up late. Or let Freddy fillet your face. Have it traced, laced by sabers, length, razor blades. I'm raising the stakes. Take what's afraid and play. Do you put you on the plane with snakes? Might see Chuggy along the way. Or a train with untamed apes aimed at freighter containers crates. There ain't no breaks. Doze off, you won't escape your fate. So you better pray to stay awake or end up plagued as prey for chase. 9, 10, you'll never sleep again. Letting the insomnia creep in, letting it sink or swim. Can't avoid, outrun, leap, or sprint. The skin with an evil grin. Death and sin, playing for keeps and win. I deal in death. What I reap is grim. Better believe, let being sleepless win, or you'll be leaving behind a lot of weeping kin. Go on.
I muted myself. Hold on. There we go. I'm unmuted. Yo, let me get some fire emojis in those comments, dude, because that was, bro, the rhyme schemes you had going there were off the fucking chain. Are you kidding me? Playing with snakes, storage crate. Oh, dude, like, what are you doing here, bro? Oh, pray to stay awake. Dude, these rhyme schemes you had going was just fucking, and as like you know me, I'm someone who's like I'm really into the wordplay and how you can, you know, man, the way you flip those fucking words was just next fucking level. And each section of the piece, each stanza of the piece had a different rhyme scheme, and then you used the fucking the Freddy Krueger fucking countdown thing as your hook. Just masterfully done, and worked each one of your verses around each one of the sections, the verses of the song. It just so masterfully done, man. That was just I gotta go back and listen to catch those bars, dude, because those rhyme schemes were next level. Oh man. Pray to stay awake on the plane with snake, dude. Like just that whole rhyme scheme, and then the one you had on the one before, the 6 to 6 7 8, or the 6 no, the 5 6 Fine.
5, 6, grab your cute crucifix. But if you fall asleep, I'll use that shit to stab and bruise your ribs. Every jab produced real quick, wrapped and fused my fist so I can slap this useless bitch, leave him slashed,
Dude,
abused, and pissed.
yes. That's and losing. Oh, dude, that. Oh, man. I really hope that Caleb is still tuned in. And if he's not, I'm going to have to fucking clip it and send it to him because that rhyme scheme is fucking bananas. BANANAS.
And then hit him at the end with the consider this craft a useful gift. Every nap and snooze, stay up till you snap and lose your grip. Like a plan, I choose to script.
That one was my favorite. Stay up till you snap and lose your grip. Oh, yo, dude. I started Brandon. I was sitting over here fucking freaking the fuck. I was like, yo, snap and lose your grip, crucifix, dude. And people don't understand how much talent it takes to write a triple or a double or a quadruple rhyme scheme like that. And I was trying, and me, if you go watch, last week we had like a little, it wasn't an episode. It was just like me and Caleb kind of came on and we talked for a little bit live. And we were talking about like double and triple rhyme schemes. And as good of a lyricist as he is, he finds it difficult to write double and triple syllable rhyme schemes like that. And I was like trying to.
He ain't lying though. Sometimes it do be hard because you got to make sure the sentence makes sense along with the word scheme and the rhyme scheme that you're trying to rhyme with.
Oh, absolutely. See, a tip that I gave him, giving him was try to isolate the syllables that you are enunciating. And what I mean by that is like, I have a great example that I always use. The word paradise or parasite, paradise, paravise, scared to die. So you isolate the syllables, right? Air, or I, era, I, right? You're isolating the syllables that you want your rhyme schemes to fall on, and then you go, okay, what are other words that I can enunciate those same exact word, the same exact. You know what I mean?
It's like you could take the word, like I could say, I want to paraphrase on the naked stage, but yet I have no age left in the center stage.
Mm-hmm. And you're isolating that A syllable, right? Mm-hmm. But then there are external rhyme schemes on the outside. And a lot of people, when you do a triple rhyme scheme, a lot of people only see one or two of them. They don't see all the externals that you're working into
the externals that's working around it.
Yeah, man. And I just want to tell you, man, I see it and fucking I love what you do. Like you are a master at your craft.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I want to see what everybody else thought of it real quick. And then we'll get us out of here. Come on, guys, pop up. My computer's been
two, ladies.
It's been a long night for my computer, apparently, too.
3, 4 lyrics at the door.
Yeah.
5, 6. Grab your quill for this. 7, 8. She's gonna be great. 9, 10. Never ride again.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, yo, I mean, and I'll pull a page out of my man Ono's book here, and pull an Eminem reference. Eminem said it best when he said, "I'll make him want to go back to the lab," and fuck, well, now I can't even quote the line.
What is that? Make him want to go back to the lab, pull out his pen and his pad. What? Damn, how did that line go?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know
and
what
literally,
talking about.
You have the type of shit that makes me want to go back into the lab and rewrite my shit, bro. Like for real, like you kill it. You kill it
Every time. She does it every time, doesn't she? Oh my
Absolutely.
god, I absolutely loved it. Hey, Freddy Krueger. Now I'm gonna be.
And y'all wouldn't believe I wrote that last night.
Oh wow.
Like literally last night.
Yo, and I love that a line of Neela's piece was the title of your piece. She was like, she said in one of her lines in Hattori Hanzo, I'm Freddy Krueger's nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved it.
So I had to make her.
Yeah.
I had to make her character come to life.
All right.
Hell yeah, yo. I love
Right.
that. I fucking
Amen.
love that. You guys are bringing
Oh.
the fucking energy tonight. This has been one of the best episodes ever. And honestly, man, they keep getting better. Thank you guys all so much for being part of this community. Thank you for being part of the show. Thank you for being amazing artists and blessing the world with your fucking amazing creations. And we can't wait to hear more from you. And when I say we, I mean me and my man Brandon. Give him a wave, dude. You can turn on your camera real quick. Get him wave. Me and my man Brandon over here. Just we're so blessed to have you guys, and thank you all so much for being on. Make sure you tune in next Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern for another round of amazing art and amazing artists. And make sure you go follow us and subscribe to us on all these platforms that my man Brandon got up here on the screen. Thank you very much, Lost Boys. Peace out.